4 of the high school football season. The Assumption Mustangs, the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Denham Springs looking to try to end Assumption's undefeated season. Can the Mustangs get out of the Hornets' nest with a victory? A beautiful late September night in Livingston Parish. Friday night in Denham Springs is the Yellow Jackets, who defeated Santa Ma. Big win for them last week. Take on an Assumption Mustangs team that is 3-0 and have only allowed a touchdown this season. Hello, everyone. Jeff Palermo, along with my broadcast partner, Jason DeQueer. Well, the Assumption Mustangs, a lot of people don't know much about them, Jason, but they're 3-0. As I mentioned, they've only given up a touchdown this season, and they've beaten some good teams, Patterson, Donaldsonville, and they took care of E.D. White. Meanwhile, Denham Springs rallied to beat Santa Ma last week. We'll see if that momentum continues here tonight on homecoming for Denham Springs.
Yeah, you mentioned Assumption. They started real fast this season. First time since 2015 that they've started 3-0, and I tell you what, this team is really out the gates and moving quickly. And then when you look at Denham Springs, kind of the reverse. They started slow, but they are growing up. They're gaining their momentum. This team is really beginning to gel, and they're led by their quarterback, who's their key player, Luke Lunsford.
Well, let's take a look at our key players. First of all, for Assumption, and they are led by a really good running back in Tyron Cassie, over 200 pounds, and then Tremont Williams has been tough to block off the edge.
Yeah, Tyron Cassie, as I mentioned, the Yellow Jackets are going to really try to slow him down and force Revere to put the ball up. But if Tyron Cassie can get going, Assumption's offense can really get going. And then Tremont Williams, you got to watch him off the edge. This is probably one of the more talented players on that Assumption High football team.
And then for the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets, Luke Lunsford threw for 2,700 yards last season and had a big second half last week in that come-from-behind win over Santa Ma.
Well, yeah, he's the real catalyst to the Denham Springs offense. Coach Conadays really raves about him, and everything's going to go through Luke Lunsford. They don't have the big-time running back that they used to, but Luke Lunsford kind of fills those shoes. And then Tristan Dewey, he's a ball hawk. He will come up and hit you, plays all over that secondary. He's a fun player to watch.
A 3-year starter for Denham Springs, and those 2 sacks, he had them last week in the win over Santa Ma. We are just moments away from kickoff. From Denham Springs High School, the Assumption Mustangs and the Yellow Jackets on homecoming night in South Louisiana. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
Game Time on YurView is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better. Check out YurView.com for in-depth high school football coverage.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
There are the undefeated Assumption Mustangs, 3-0 on the year, coming off a 26-7 win over E.D. White. And they take on a Denham Springs Yellow Jackets squad looking to turn their season around. They lost their first 2 games of the year, defeated Santa Maria last week 17-13. They are at home, one of the better environments for high school football in all of South Louisiana. And glad you could be a part of it here on the YurView Louisiana Game of the Week. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Kate Adams. Kate, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Jeff, I am doing great. We've actually got a great atmosphere here tonight. It's homecoming over here at Denham Springs, but I want to talk a little bit about both of these head coaches. They are definitely not strangers. Actually, used to coach together back in 2007 to 2009 over at East St. John, back when Larry Dotrieve was the head coach. Coach Conades coached the offensive line, and then Coach Payne coached the linebackers, but they've actually never coached against one another as head coaches. So we'll definitely get to see what's in store for these teams in tonight's games. Back to you guys.
Yeah, the 2 coaches have joked around that this is the Dotrieve Bowl. So Coach Dotrieve is still coaching. He's got to be in his mid-70s, offensive coordinator back at East St. John. Let's take a look at our keys to victory. First of all, for the Assumption Mustangs, what does Coach Tony Payne's team need to do to get a win here tonight?
Well, they know the strength of this Denham Springs team is their offensive line. So they've got to match the physicality of that offensive line, and then they need to create big plays in the passing game. They're expecting them to key in on their running back, so Revere's going to have to sling it around back there.
And then for the Yellow Jackets and Coach Billy Conades.
Well, he gets excited when they execute on first down and get kind of those bunch plays, and that really ignites the offense, and then they need to tackle these skilled players in open space.
Yeah, Coach Conades is concerned about Assumption's athleticism on the perimeter, so they're going to need to tackle, play solid fundamental football here tonight. Denham Springs won the toss. They will receive as they are in the purple and gold. Back to return there for Denham Springs. That's C.J. Johnson. He's been an exciting player for the Yellow Jackets so far this season. And on the kick here for Assumption is Damon Bailey. But C.J. Johnson averaging 25 yards a return. That there, number 22, that's Philip Earnhardt. He's got a lot of speed, does Philip Earnhardt. 10-5 in the 100 meters. This is a short end-over-end kick taken by one of the up men at the 28-yard line and battling his way to the 38-yard line. Good field position here for the Yellow Jackets right off the bat. Tobias Wiggins there on the tackle. And the return for the Yellow Jackets, that was number 87, Gage Whitehead. So 1st and 10 here for Denham Springs and their pro-style offense led by their senior quarterback, Luke Lunsford. Denham on the season has only scored 41 points this year. They were shut out in their season opener against Hahnville. You see the 330 yards for Lunsford, but he threw for 242 yards and completed 13 of his 17 passes that he threw against Santa Maria, and Coach Conades has said he has really improved over the last couple of weeks. He put on a good show last year when we saw them against Central, and they're going deep on the first play, and it's knocked away. Nice job defensively. DeAndre Duncan was step for step with Preston Holwager. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First of all, for the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets, who are averaging 253 yards of total offense, Alexander Harris is committed to Brown University. He's got a 36 ACT. Jalen Jenkins has rushed for over 200 yards. He's the running back. On 2nd down and 10, a handoff. Nope, they go on an end around to Holwager, and Holwager gets up to the 45-yard line, gets about 7 yards there. And he was brought down on the play by Jack Buckland, who has 32 stops. There he is, number 15, the 6-foot, 210-pound senior for Assumption. Hurry up offense here as it's 3rd down. And they'll go to the ground here right up the middle. That is enough for a 1st down, I believe. That's Cam Kelly, a freshman running back. Coach Conades told us this week he's really excited about some of these freshman running backs. And there's Cam Kelly getting the carry there and the 1st down for the Yellow Jackets. We'll take a look at the Mustangs defense after this play as they go with tempo still. Lunsford pump fakes, looking downfield again. His man's got a couple steps on the receiver, but it's too far for Holwager, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's take a look at Assumption's defense. It's a 4-2-5 defense. and they are a focused group. Tremont Williams, we already told you about him, but the two defensive tackles, Jai Reed and Crew Blanchard, they are some big boys, over 295 pounds. The defensive secondary, Jarius Holmes has got 21 tackles. Torrey Oliver, a 3-year starter back there, and Terrace Conserary, he is a good player as well with 12 tackles. Had a huge block punt last week, and he's returned an interception for a touchdown this season. 2nd and 10 now, and they go back to the ground, and this is Troy Goldman, and he's going to lose yardage, and there's Tremont Williams, the All-State candidate. 9 tackles for a loss this season, make it 10.
Well, and that's their key on defense. He's the one that's got to make things difficult for this Yellow Jacket offense. And talking to Coach Conadise, one of the places that they've been searching for a mainstay is at that running back position. We've seen a couple of different guys already carry the ball for the Yellow Jackets.
So on 3rd and long from a good pocket, and now it breaks down on him. So Lunsford runs, throws on the run, wide open. 1st down and more. Taking it to the house. Touchdown, Denham Springs. Philip Earnhardt on 3rd and long. 53-yard scoring strike, and Denham Springs is on the board.
Well, and I mentioned in the open, when they can't get the running game going, Luke Lunsford is going to have to step up. And in this play, he's not going to beat you with his speed, but he's going to buy just enough time in the pocket so that he can get that ball out. His receiver comes right back to him just like he's supposed to. It was a good job by Earnhardt, and then catching it, turning, and taking it to the house.
Earnhardt's 2nd touchdown catch of the season. That is 4 touchdown passes for Lunsford. And now on the extra point, Cameron Beal, who's got a great story to him. And the 5'6", 140-pound right footer boots it through the uprights. Let's take a look again at that touchdown pass.
Well,
Lunsford to Earnhardt.
2 things that make this happen. One, Lunsford buys time in the pocket. He's a big, strong kid back there. And then Earnhardt does the right thing. Anytime you see your quarterback scrambling, come back to the football. He came back to his quarterback and made a play for him.
Assumption started the season not giving up a touchdown in the first 8 quarters of the year. But Coach Tony Payne told us this Denham Springs team presents a different challenge for them. They've played a lot of one-dimensional teams this year. They're going to have to cover the whole field with Denham Springs, and that was a good example right there.
Well, and the schools now aren't accustomed to seeing pro-style offenses. They're used to seeing spreads week in and week out. So now when you come to Denham Springs and you play the Yellow Jackets, you got to prepare that week for a pro-style offense. They like to do a lot under center, but they will still throw the ball from under center as well.
Cameron Beal has it teed up. Good start for Denham Springs as they score in the first 2 minutes of this one. A short, high end-over-end kick is going to be taken by Oliver at the 10-yard line. Splits a couple defenders, and he gets up to the 35-yard line. Little juice in that return.
Oh yeah, you could see it. Oliver is their speedster. He's the fastest player on that Assumption High football team, and so he's dangerous anytime he touches the ball. Mainly plays in the secondary.
So Denham Springs starts a senior quarterback, Sage Rivera, for Assumption as a sophomore quarterback. Last week he was 7 of 15 for 90 yards. He has thrown for over 400 yards this season, and he's rushed for 88 yards. But he makes good reads. They really think this kid is going to be a very good player when it's all said and done. A lot of quick passes, some RPOs. That's what you're going to see out of Sage Rivera and this Assumption offense that's averaging 27 points a game. And they love to give it to Tyran Cassie, who's averaging 5 yards a carry, and he picks up about 2 there. And let's take a look at the rest of the starting lineup for the Mustangs. On that offensive line, they got 3 starters returning, including a 3-year starter in Grant Dupatti. Vernell Dorsett, he certainly can play at the next level, and Bo DeLatte, he's another 3-year starter. Rashawn Jarvis, a good wide receiver, a 3-year player for him. Good job there by Denham Springs. Parker Sneed and Caden Berard combined on the tackle. And let's take a look at the Yellow Jackets starting lineup. They're allowing 24 points a game, but they held Sanoma scoreless in the second half. 7 new starters there. Caden Berard has 4 sacks on the year. Omari Warren and Tristan Due, a couple of good linebackers. Hayden Horn is a returning starter in the defensive secondary. And C.J. Johnson has been good for him. On third down, Rivera going deep, and his pass is just a little bit too far for Jaden Tyler. A flag is down, though. Looked like they were holding the jersey a little bit. The Denham Springs sideline is saying that wasn't a catchable pass, but if he wasn't being held, they might have been able to run under that one.
Yeah, I want to get another good look at this one if we can, but obviously third and long, they let Rivera air it out a bit, and just one-on-one coverage over there with Jaden Tyler.
Bob McAnally, who we've had as an officiating crew several times on our YurView Game of the Week, is our white hat here tonight. First down for Assumption, and the ball will be placed near the 50-yard line.
As you look at this, the only thing is the flag came real late. That's what was questionable. See, I can't really see that left hand there. Well, he's got it. Yep, there he goes.
That's pretty obvious.
Yep.
That's about as obvious as it gets right there.
Yeah, good job by the camera folks there. But initially there was no flag, and then one comes out late. And anytime you throw the flag late like that, that's normally when the other team is wondering, hey, why'd you make your decision up that long?
Josiah Raymond, who's starting this season, 6 foot, 180 pounds, guilty of the pass interference call. The ball placed in Denham Springs territory at the 49-yard line. Rivera, the sophomore quarterback, looks over to the Denham Springs defense. Yellow Jackets, 3 men, 3 down linemen, and here's Cassie, and he turns it up the field, and Cassie's in the Denham Springs secondary. He's looking to get into the end zone, and the ball comes out at the last second. Scramble for it. Assumption gets it, I believe, at the 4-yard line, and now some flags are flying.
This is going to be interesting, and the question is, did he cross the plane right there prior to the ball coming out, or did the ball come out first and then he crossed the goal line? That's going to be the real key here. Let's see how they call it on the field.
I thought he was in the end zone, but we have a very bad look at it. That would be a 49-yard run if he did get into the end zone.
And I'll tell you, they talk about Cassie's strength and being able to break tackles, but that time he showed his speed, and when he gets in the open field, you can see he's got speed to complement the strength as well.
Well, he had a huge week last week, 149 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the 26-7 win over E.D. White. I think all the officials here are going to have to gather and find out, what did you see?
Well, they got a lot of things going on, so they had some extracurricular after the play, but they've got to get the original call right first, and that's whether or not it was a touchdown or whether it was a fumble before Cassie crossed the plane.
Touchdown. Well, he said the defense, but he motioned. Anyways, let's take a look at the replay here.
Well, just great vision by Cassie and getting into the open field. And I tell you what, a lot of people underestimate his speed there. And let's see if you can see, the ball had crossed the plane. I could see it from that vantage point. Another great camera job, being able to pick up the ball. And then there you see 45 coming in there late. Caden
Berard, Extra point try coming up here. So Cassie in the end zone for the 5th time this season. Now over 400 yards rushing for the senior running back, who had to wait his time to get an opportunity to start for the Mustangs, and he is really making the most out of it. Devin Diaz, who is still learning how to kick, and that one, I think he missed it wide left, and he did. Early fireworks from Denham Springs. The Yellow Jackets leading the Mustangs 7-6. We'll have more here when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak.
A lot of offense early on in this game. We've seen 9 plays, 128 yards, and 2 long touchdowns in Denham Springs because they made an extra point. They lead the Assumption Mustangs 7-6. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, and Kate Adams down on the sidelines. I was anticipating probably a low-scoring game. I mean, Denham Springs scored just 17 points last week. Assumption has only allowed a touchdown coming into this game, but we might have a high-scoring affair here tonight, Jason.
Well, and I'm going back to that penalty. It looked like it was on Denham Springs, Berard, but obviously it was called on the Mustangs because they backed them up.
That's weird.
And they pointed the wrong direction, so I don't know if they have all of this right. But clearly we saw the late hit on 45. And this is hurtful to the Mustangs because they don't have a true kicker. They do squib kicks and they do pooch kicks. So Denham Springs is going to be a good chance to get great field position here.
Bailey will try to kick this thing as far as he possibly can. That's a good line drive kick, going to be taken at the 22-yard line by C.J. Johnson. And Johnson is into Assumption territory. Johnson banged out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets are back in business.
Yeah, and even though they didn't squib it or pooch it, they kicked it as a line drive, as you mentioned, Jeff. And when you do that, you don't give that coverage team any opportunity to get down there. So C.J. Johnson didn't have anybody in front of him for the first 10 or 15 yards. You can see right there, they're not even down the field yet. And then a good job, good vision, getting to the outside and using his speed. So sets the Yellow Jackets up. Great field position to start this drive.
Yeah, the kicker, Damon Bailey, had to knock him out of bounds, but not until a 49-yard return. Lunsford will get under center. Bill Connidy's pro-style offense, he likes to have his quarterback underneath center. Not as much shotgun here. That's Cam Kelly, the freshman, and Cam Kelly gets about 6 or 7 to the 23-yard line. Yeah, talking to him this week before this game, that's pro-style. That is his thing. He is not changing anytime soon. He loves it. That's what he does, and he says he will put his quarterback in the shotgun and you know, kind of look a little spreadish, but for the most part, he likes to be under center. Well, we talked about execution on first down. That's exactly what they want there. 6 yards on first down. And now Lunsford will go to the air. Zips one over the middle. And it is knocked away. Incomplete as they try to get it over to Troy Goldman. He's got 4 catches on the season. Yeah, and he's got a lot of speed, too. But this was a very tight window that Lunsford has to try to get this ball in. And a little behind him, but actually behind him is the reason that ball didn't get intercepted. And Torrey Oliver there to break that up. I think he's their most skillful defensive player in the secondary. Denham is 2 for 2 on third downs. Rolling out is Lunsford. And he gets it over to Goldman, who can't stay on his feet, but it's enough for a first down as the Yellow Jackets get inside the red zone. Yeah, good play call and a little misdirection there. One of the things that Denham Springs was looking for was over pursuit by the Mustangs. They got a quick, fast, physical defense, and so they'll do that by misdirection with run plays as well as you saw little bootlegs from the quarterback. Denham Springs inside the premier concrete red zone, and now they run it with the senior Jalen Jenkins, and Jenkins gets inside the 15-yard line. Jenkins over 200 yards rushing this season. Quite a story for him. He was actually expelled as a freshman, cleaned up his act, and now he's one of these guys that's got a high character type guy that Coach Connidy loves having on this team. Yeah, that's great for him. Sometimes that happens and the kids just go off in the wrong direction, but he put his head on right and back here playing, contributing to this team. Lunsford's pass is way too high for the receiver, Preston Holwager. And so now the Yellow Jackets, who are 3 for 3 on third down, will try it again here on third down and about 6. And I think the real interesting thing here is, if anything on this Yellow Jackets team, I think they're still trying to find their way, you know, with the running back position. You see they've shuffled in a couple of backs, and it's hard to get one going consistently when you do that. Third down and 6. Lunsford from a clean pocket over the middle. And there's a flag that flies in there. Another pass interference penalty. And we'll see how this will be all sorted out. I would assume it's
Yeah, occurred in the back of the end zone. Another late flag there, but let's see.
15 yards, half a distance to the goal.
It was going to be another tight window and a tough pass for Lunsford to stick that in there.
It's enough for a first down on the half the distance to the end zone.
Yeah, just running crossing routes right here.
Yeah, he hit him way too soon. The terrorist
It's just tough, yeah, because you're trying to play the ball as well. You can't go through the man, and so that's what drew the pass interference call there.
Cam Kelly, the freshman running back here on first down and goal at the 7. Denham up by 1, looking for their second touchdown on a mini drive, and not sure what happened there. It's going to be an illegal procedure penalty on Denham. That's what happened. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's not what they're looking for.
False start on the center.
False start indicated against the Jackets.
First down.
Yeah, I think Luke Thorburn ended up snapping that ball too soon. There's Billy Conades in his 3rd season here at Denham Springs. Took over in 2017, the first year. The Yellow Jackets lost in the first round of the 5A playoffs to Puka Williams and Hanville last year. An upset win over Sam Houston in the first round of the playoffs, and then really battled at Acadiana last year, losing to the Wrecking Rams by just 1 point in the second round in a game played here at this field. First and goal, Lunsford with Tremont Williams all over him, and he finds an open receiver in the end zone, but he can't keep a foot in bounds. That is Braden Benkaz, and it's incomplete.
Well, Benkaz is their receiving tight end. They like to throw to him when they go to the tight end, and just you can see right there, again, tremendous camera work, but he was unable to get a foot down in the purple area. The white is obviously out of bounds, but a good job again by Lunsford, buying time, scrambling around in that pocket, and then rifling one in there to his receiver.
Luke Lunsford has a lot of FCS schools taking a look at him after throwing for 2,700 yards and 27 touchdowns last year. Second and goal here for Lunsford. And now they will run the football. This is Dewey. Tristan Dewey getting to the outside. A flag is down, and Dewey is banged out of bounds at the 1 yard line. So they bring in the linebacker, senior linebacker, to run the football, and it almost got him in the end zone, but I'm afraid there's a holding penalty here on Denham Springs.
Yeah, I'll probably call one of those wide receivers out there holding. But that, again, that tells you that Coach Conades is really searching for a running back. I think that's the 4th or 5th running back we've seen for Denham Springs now.
And Bob McAnally telling the Assumption sideline.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Troy Goldmine guilty of the holding penalty.
It was across the field from us, so we didn't have a good vantage point, but there you go. Got the arm on the outside, and that's what helped him get around the edge, and they're going to flag you for that one every time.
So that'll mark the ball back at the 16-yard line, second and goal, and Denham Springs going backwards ever since they got inside the 10-yard line, thanks to a penalty. And we're seeing a lot of yellow flags in this game early on as we're halfway through the first quarter.
Tell you what, but minus the flag, dude, he looked pretty good carrying that football. He kind of exploded out of there, and he's a big body. He plays linebacker. You know he's not going to be afraid of contact.
Play action fake, Lunsford under pressure, and he just got rid of it as it's complete, and that is Logan Whittington. He is not the pass-catching tight end, more of the blocking tight end, but he showed off some decent pair of hands there. But third and goal now from the 14 for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, this one, I don't know if it'll show up on your screen, but Lunsford held on to it a little too long. Right there is when he should have released it. He had Holwager out there. You couldn't pick him up in the screen, but by the time he was ready to throw it, or he threw it, he was covered and tried to check it down there.
Good pressure by Julian Fleming, who hit Lunsford as he tossed it. Jarius Holmes on the tackle for the Mustangs. Third and goal at the 14. Cam Kelly in motion out to the flat. Lunsford steps up. Over the middle, knocked away. Great defensive play by Kevin Bell, a senior DB for Assumption, but there's another penalty there. And what do we have here? Holding on Denham Springs.
Yeah, I figured they would decline. What a break on the ball by number 8, Kevin Bell. I think when Lunsford threw that, he thought he had a touchdown, and Bell, tremendous break there, almost picked it off. but able to knock it down, and this is going to force Denham Springs to bring on their field goal kicker.
So here's Cameron Beal, who is kicking for pediatric cancer this year. He's already raised $2,500 thanks to the kicks that he's made so far this season. He's 2 of 3 from field goal range this year, a long of 36, and this one will be about 33 yards.
Yeah, not a big kid, but how do you not pull for somebody who's involved with raising money for cancer, and NBC doing a special and a story on him?
Yeah, you'll catch it right before the Saints game on Sunday. They got like a 1-minute feature here on Cameron Beal and what he's doing. Timeout is called, and we'll see what the coaches decide to do here. I don't think I don't know if Denham was lined up right or who called the timeout. I didn't see it. There's Coach Conades.
Well, when you talk to Conades, he tells you that Bill doesn't have the strongest leg, but he's got the good technique. He's been to a lot of kicking camps, and I don't know if they were wondering, hey, is this in his range, out his range? But you can see right there, he's excited. Probably not just because of the 3 points he wants to put up there, but for the special thing he has going on as well.
Yeah, he has not had, he does not know anybody that has had pediatric cancer. His grandmother had thyroid cancer. His mother's had breast cancer. So he understands, obviously, how horrible the disease can be.
Yeah.
But pretty cool thing. He learned of the idea going to the National Coles camp. And Justin Barnes over at Woodlawn did something similar, too. He's now a kicker for Louisiana Tech. So this is a 31-yard field goal. He made a 31-yarder last week, did Cameron Beal. And this to give Denham a 4-point lead. And it's through the uprights. The former kicker, Jason DeQueer, in the booth lane. He's fired up, Jason.
Yeah.
All right, let's send it down to the sidelines and Kate Adams.
Okay, I've got owner of Partners Barbecue, Gerald Hopper. Tell me how long you guys have been in business, Gerald.
Since 1983 in Baton Rouge. We started in Monroe in the late 70s, though. We've been here for well over 30 years, though.
Well, that is incredible. So you've got a tailgate spread going on. I want you to tell me what's on that spread and how do you get it?
Well, it's a tailgate spread, and it's designed to feed 3 to 5 people. You get the barbecue ribs, the barbecue chicken, the baked beans, the potato salad, Texas toast, barbecue sauce, and all the trimmings. And it's $24.85 and feeds 3 to 5 people.
Well, you're making me hungry just talking about all of that stuff. It sounds excellent. Actually, some people probably should have got some of that for tonight's game with homecoming here tonight at Denham Springs. But I do want to talk a little bit, always construction going on in Baton Rouge, especially right now where your restaurant is. Let's talk about some of the construction over on Sherwood Forest Boulevard, and what are your thoughts on that?
Well, they're pretty well done now. They finally finished it. They've got all 4 lanes that are paved, and all the left turn lanes are paved, so everything's clear, the roads are clear, so come on down.
Okay, so if people come by your restaurant, what kind of food can people come and eat over there?
Barbecue ribs, barbecue chicken, barbecue pulled pork, sausage. We have some real good, it's our own blend of sausage. We make it ourselves, so we have someone make it for us. But, those are pretty much those standard things for barbecue. But we have baked beans, potato salad, coleslaw, green beans, corn on the cob, you name it, mac and cheese. We have mac and cheese. So we got a lot to eat, a lot to choose from.
Well, it's right up on the screen right now, and that food definitely looks delicious. Thank you so much for spending some time with me.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Well, I'm certainly hungry, Jason.
Well, I got first-hand knowledge on that spread. I ate a lot of it before the game.
Sage Rivera is under pressure. He'll just run it, and he gets popped by Dewey at the 26-yard line, but a positive pickup for Assumption on first down of 6 yards. As there you take a look at Tristan Dewey, certainly the linchpin of this Denham Springs defense. Big game last week with 8 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks. He's got 9 tackles for a loss on the season, and he is a 3-year starter for Denham Springs.
Well, he's just so versatile. I mean, he can play all over, and they use him in a lot of different ways, and we already saw him carry the ball on offense.
Cassie in the backfield. They'll go to the air, and right there defensively. Luckily for Assumption, they didn't fumble the ball, but Josiah Raymond, who got hit with a pass interference penalty, made up for it right there. A big hit on the receiver, Jaden Tyler, a loss of 2.
Well, that's just a good read by Raymond, and he knew that there was a block set up out there, try to block him so his receiver could get going, was able to get around the block and make the tackle. Good job there by number 38, Raymond.
So it's 3rd down and 6 for Assumption. Second drive of the night. Denham rushes 4. Rivere's pass, and I think that's a catch. Good catch there by Tyler. Raymond comes away with it, but they're going to say that is a completion. Nice job by Jaden Tyler to go get that football, and Raymond closed fast too.
Well, that is an incredible catch, because if he doesn't catch this ball and get in front of it, it is an interception, because that ball was thrown away from him, and basically Tyler had to play the defensive back there and step in front of the defender to catch that football. But that is an unbelievable catch, as Raymond was sitting there waiting for the pick.
So Jaden Tyler, excuse me, a long, lean, explosive player, came in with 6 catches on the season. Nice average there of 29 yards a catch. And Assumption needs to use a timeout here with 3:22 to go in the first quarter, as Rivere did not like what he saw. And Assumption will huddle it up. Their head coach, Anthony Payne, has known Sage Rivere his whole life. That's because Coach Payne and Sage's dad grew up together, so he's known Sage for a long time. The offensive coordinator for the Mustangs is Kyle Mann, who's the former wide receivers coach at Denham. In fact, there are 2 former Denham coaches on the Assumption staff. And for Coach Payne, they're taking on a 5A school here tonight, and he talked about the atmosphere they were expecting at Denham.
Our kids will be excited to have this type of environment. They look forward to it. We don't shy away from it. We're a bunch of country boys, so we enjoy coming to the city.
I've never heard anybody say Denham Springs is a city, but
that tells you when you know you live in the country.
When you're from Pierre Park, coming to Denham Springs is a metropolitan.
Yes.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Assumption has defeated 3 3A schools, so now, there's an interception over the middle of the field. Bad pass there by Rivere. Too much height on that one, and Spike Brasso, an undersized defensive back, picks it off, and Denham Springs will have it in Assumption territory.
Well, just another one that got away from Rivere. That's 2 there. Both times receivers were open, but just misfires. And I guess what I'm a little puzzled about, well, let's look at the throw here, as he tried to get him on a slant route and just not even close. And good job there coming up with the interception by Brasso. But
the hit by Berard on Rivere. Lucky they did not get roughing the passer there. That was close. We'll take a look at this again, Jason. That last, if we can get that last shot again, maybe after this play, as Coach Conades calls the offensive plays for Denham Springs.
I'm just wondering why Assumption has moved away from Cassie. He did well carrying the ball on the first possession, and then they come out throwing it every play.
Now over the middle, but dropping the pass is Philip Earnhardt. Let's take a look at that last play, and look at the hit. That is close. In the NFL, that's roughing the passer.
That'd be roughing the passer, and I think Bearden was expecting probably a flag, which is why he threw his arms up there, but fortunately, Berard didn't get the call there. So.
2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Jenkins, the running back, as Lunsford gets underneath center. And Jenkins will get the carry, and he gets met at the line of scrimmage, but keeps those feet moving before he's brought down after a pickup of about 3. Julian Fleming, a senior defensive lineman for the Mustangs. 14 tackles on the season, makes the stop.
Well, Jenkins is a power back. I mean, he's not looking to cut or get to the outside. I mean, this is a big physical runner. You saw there, big-time contact right there, and able to keep his legs going and pick up a couple yards.
Assumption has had trouble getting off the field on third down. Denham is 3 for 4 on third downs, and they keep it on the ground here. And nice job by Assumption that time. That is Jarius Bridges, 32 tackles on the year. He is a big part of this defense. The two linebackers on this team, him and Buckland, they're both first-year starters, but they're smart, they hustle, got great knowledge, and any lack of athletic ability is made up because of smarts. But nice tackle there by Bridges, and that forces a punt.
Yeah, not a terribly big kid, but you can see a sure tackler, and he was able to bring the ball carrier down, fill in that hole.
Gavin Weidenbacher, who is averaging 40 yards a punt for Denham Springs. He's got 3 inside the 20, standing at his own 42-yard line. If you got a good fake, you use it right here. Flag is down, rugby-style punt. They'll sail out of bounds somewhere around the 23-yard line, but let's see what that flag's about. I think it might be illegal man downfield. Maybe. Denham is coming back.
Well, and the punt wasn't executed very well either. I mean, they tried to do the rugby-style rollout, and I don't think he punted that ball 10, 15 yards down the field.
Flag came when the ball was snapped, so it can't be a legal man downfield, I don't think. They must have lined up wrong.
And I don't know if you may want to decline this. You let him punt it.
Procedure on the kickers. 5 men in the backfield.
Yep.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah, you're right, Jason. You could.
I mean, that ball only went maybe 10, 15 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to bring the offense on the field.
Yeah, you can let him get a punt. And
That's a point and catch. First down and 10 for Assumption.
He gets a good roll. You may be playing from inside your own 5-yard line. You got to take that.
So let's see how Sage Rivera responds after throwing his 3rd interception of the season. Denham Springs now with that interception is even on the turnover margin. They came in a -1, which is something you don't ever want to be.
I know how I'd respond. I'd hand number 6 the football. That's what I'd do. He looked good, and I mean that's what they want to do is get the running game going. You talk to Payne, they thought they were going, Denham Springs was going to try to take that away, but they didn't take it away on the first drive. And if he can get going, I'd keep feeding him.
So from the 28, especially considering the last time one of the last times he carried the football, he went 49 yards for a touchdown. And he will get the ball here right up the middle, and they can't stop him. And it's a foot race once again. Can they get to him? Cassie to the 10, brought down at the 3-yard line, finally chased down by C.J. Johnson. Another big run for Tyran Cassie.
Well, that's not rocket science, Jeff. I mean, you got a guy ripping off 40-yard runs. You turn around, you hand him the ball again, and he does the same thing. And a good vision there, getting through that hole, breaking a couple tackles, getting to the outside, and showing you his speed again. He's got like 2 carries for close to 100 yards now.
So from the 6-yard line, that was a 70-yard run. Good blocking by Anthony Shaw and Grant Tupati. Who do you think gets the ball here, Jason?
Hopefully he's not too winded.
From the 3, if it was the Packers, they would be throwing the ball.
Like
nice job there by Rivera.
That's a good call. I figured that may come. You got your big guy. He needs to get a blow.
Fake the handoff around the right end, and Assumption has its first lead of the night.
Yeah, I think everybody was thinking like you. Well, number 6 definitely going to get the football, and Rivera comes in. Look, he can do that with his legs, and you use his arm as necessary. But I mean, you don't need to come out and try to throw it every play. That's not what Rivera is good at, or this Assumption team.
Well, after throwing his 3rd interception of the season, he just scored his 3rd touchdown of the season, and now Assumption will go for 2. Good fake there.
Yeah, it was a great fake. Carried out the fake, and by the time they realized Rivera had the football, he was in the end zone.
Assumption will look to go up by 4 here.
Besides, Cassie didn't want to carry that when it would hurt his 40 or 50-yard average.
Rivera looking over this Denham Springs defense. Throws it, and just a little bit too high.
He is off, man. He's wide open in the back of the end zone.
Landon Hebert was wide open.
That's a great play. Great fake. He did everything right but connect on the pass. And look, he's just a sophomore, not picking on the guy. But as a coach, you got to manage your sophomore, your young quarterback, calm him down. And the way you calm him down is hand the ball off. You get your running game going. And here you can see good fake, great play call. right little release, and Hebert's wide open. All you got to do is just dink that thing in, and that's a 2-point conversion. It's a great call on a 2-point conversion.
2-point lead now for Assumption. So good job by the Mustangs defense after the interception thrown by Rivera, and Denham had the ball in Assumption territory, and they go 3 and out, and then Tyran Cassie, who is putting on a show here tonight. Right now, Arkansas Monticello is one school that's involved or interested in him, but tell you what, the way he keeps performing here tonight.
He'll have 3 or 4 more new letters when he gets back to school on Monday.
Could be some coaches calling Coach Payne on Monday. Here's the kick by Bailey. It's a squib kick, and nice job by Hayden Horn to go up and get it. And good field position again for the Yellow Jackets here at the 41-yard line. Don't miss any of the action this season. Go to YurView.com/football and sign up for the Game Time newsletter to get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Luke Lunsford and company get back out on the field here as they'll start from their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, and Denham just kind of needs to settle down a little bit on offense, too. They've had some good plays, but they've had a lot of negative plays as well, and they've had some penalties. So they need to clean it up and see if they get a little bit of this running game going. You know you're going to be solid back there throwing the football with Lunsford.
30 seniors on this Denham Springs team, and they hand it off to a freshman in Cam Kelly, who gets popped. Big hit. That is Jarius Holmes coming up from the defensive secondary position, making the hit. A gain of a yard or two, and that's about it for the freshman Kelly.
And again, misdirection. Good job of Holmes not over pursuing, staying in his lane and waiting and being patient and waiting on the running back to come towards him.
2nd down and 9, as Lunsford has 3 wide receivers to his right. Lunsford looks in that direction and getting the pass completed to Philip Earnhardt, who's brought down immediately. Nice tackle, Terrius Consinari there. Only a gain of 2 and another 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets with 30 seconds and counting in this opening quarter.
Well, you sense this Mustang defense is starting to settle down. As you mentioned, they've only given up 7 points all season, a major reason why they're 3-0, and they're quick, they pursue the ball, and they're sure tacklers, and you're seeing a lot of that here on these last couple drives.
Kelly to the right of Lunsford, 4 wide receivers. Kelly goes in motion, and Lunsford steps up in the pocket. But there's a defender there to meet him. Nice job by Jack Buckland. Brings him down just shy of the 1st down. And we'll have a decision to make, or at least Coach Conades will. It's 4th down and less than a yard here, as that should be the final play of the 1st quarter. They may measure it before the quarter ends.
Yeah, give them a little time to think about it as they go into the next quarter. But I'd be willing to bet you they'll end up going for this.
So they will bring the chains over to take a look at it.
You know, the thing about it is he was probably well short, and everybody was hustling on that Mustang defense, but the way they tackled him, they actually pushed him forward about a yard, and that's what made it very close.
But we're seeing a different Assumption defense here. Little lackadaisical on that first drive. Maybe the bright lights. Assumption doesn't get on TV very much. Playing a 5A school. Took him a while to get grounded a little bit. And he's got the 1st down by the nose of the football. Wow.
Yeah, that's as close as it gets right there. But that's, again, a good job by Lunsford, just kind of recognizing the pressure, stepping up, and, you know, being a player for this football team. You know you're going to get hit. That's not what he likes to do. He likes to stay in the pocket and distribute the football. But, you know, he's a pretty solid kid. You can see he's got good size on him and able to take on a couple tacklers enough to pick up the 1st down.
6'2", 205 pounds. He's bigger, stronger, and faster than he was last season. He's got an offer from Georgetown, from Washington, D.C.
I like that. One of my alma maters.
A smart kid, obviously. That does it for a pretty good 1st quarter here tonight. Assumption and Denham. The Mustangs, a 4A school, trying to knock off a 5A school in Denham Springs, as they have made their way to the city here and looking to go 4-0. While Denham Springs trying to even its record at 2-2. More of Game Time when we come back.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Risponi will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Risponi will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Second quarter action from Denham Springs High School. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQueer, and Kate Adams. The YurView Louisiana Game of the Week. Glad you could join us on this Friday night, week 4 of the high school football season. Assumption trying to go 4-0. Denham Springs looking to even its record at 2-2. Denham Springs has it in Assumption territory after picking up the first down on the run by Luke Lunsford, as they have it at the 49-yard line. Apparently we're having some technical difficulties. Our engineers are working on it, so hopefully that will get cleared up here soon. Lunsford will throw, and it's incomplete. Good coverage downfield as they try to get the ball to Earnhardt. Torrey Oliver there defensively, along with Jarius Holmes.
Yeah, a bit uncharacteristic for Lunsford there. Kind of looked like a little lazy throw there and follow through. Earnhardt had him running somewhat free there in the flat, but underthrew him by about 5 yards.
Lunsford 4 of 12 for 63 yards after going 13 of 17 last week. 2nd and 10 here for Luke and the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Lunsford now will check with Coach Conades down on the sidelines. Run right up the middle with Kelly, and Kelly close to a first down, and I think he's got enough.
I'll tell you what, Kelly is a good-looking freshman. Just in the 9th grade, as you can see, he's going to grow into his body. Arms aren't the biggest in the world, and he's going to mature, but he can really hit that hole. And it reminds me a little bit of another freshman running back they used to have here, played 4 years in the system.
And that time, Lunsford will keep it, and then he'll pass it off here. This is Logan Whittington, his 2nd catch of the night. And he rumbles to the 22-yard line. And a nice play there.
Well, they love to use their tight ends in this system. When you pro-style, tight ends are obviously a big part of what you do, both blocking and receiving and, coming out of center. You see a lot of those bootlegs, able to get his tight end free. Good-looking play there.
So from the 22-yard line, they'll hand it off to Kelly again, and Kelly
because you like to fake off of the run.
Now they give it to the senior back, Jalen Jenkins, and he is shoved out of bounds right at the 10-yard line.
And see, now they're getting this running game going, and so those bootlegs that weren't open earlier, those things are now going to come open because you have to watch for the run as well as Lunsford coming out of there on a bootleg.
So 1st and goal at the 10 as Denham trying to regain the lead early in the second quarter. Jenkins gets another carry, and that time maybe a yard or two as he was hit low, he was hit high, he was hit sideways. But the first guy to get to him defensively was Tremont Williams.
Well, and there you go. You get a look at Yellow Jackets being multiple. The majority of the plays are under center. That time they get in the shotgun and run the football. So just trying to keep Assumption on the heels a little bit, giving them a bunch of different looks on offense.
Lamar is interested in Tremont Williams, 37.5 tackles on the year with the 9 tackles for a loss.
Watch the play action here.
Instead, it's the pitch, and not much running room at all for Cam Kelly as they're trying the left side of this line, and Assumption has made the correct adjustments. Williams again in the backfield.
Yeah, second down is usually when you'll see that play action, particularly if you've run it a few times. And now with it being third down, Denham is probably going to be forced to put this one up.
28 yards on 7 carries for Cam Kelly from the 8-yard line. Lunsford spins out of the pocket. Not much downfield, so you'll have to run it out of bounds.
I think you got to kick it. You know, a field goal puts you up by 1. I know it's tempting right here. You're on about the 2 or 3 yard line. But I'd run my kicker out there. Look, they're going to take a timeout and think about it. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd go up in this football game.
So Coach Conades will bring Luke Lunsford over. Coach Conades from previous head coaching spot, St. Stanislaus. And he coached Miles Brennan there, now LSU Tiger. And we talked to him about his current quarterback, Luke Lunsford, earlier tonight.
Well, his natural progression, his growth as a player, his ability to process coverages a little bit quicker, and a year of experience, that certainly helps. What we're looking for tonight is just for him to run the offense, to do what he's coached up to do on a daily basis. He does that, I think he'll be really successful.
Coach Conades calls Luke an All-American kid, and he's got a famous grandfather, Scooter Purvis, who was on that 1958 national championship team for LSU. And we plan to talk to Scooter.
They say he comes out to practice every day, and he and Luke get together for breakfast on Friday morning, go over the playbook, and he's very involved.
So Denham will go for it here. 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Lunsford joined by a couple of backs, including Dewey. And Dewey will get it, and Dewey will score. Tristan Dewey, the touchdown, 3-year starter on defense, gets a 3-yard TD run there, and Denham is back in front.
Yeah, a little 2-back set there, and they bring their power back in, who's really their linebacker, Dewey, down here in the goal line situation, and really just a flat off the left side there, and then that's just good blocking and good execution. He didn't have to do much there. I'm not even sure anybody touched him on the way in the end zone, but Berard was able to also get a good block. So bringing a couple of his defensive guys over to the offensive side of the ball to get the job done.
To give Denham a 5-point lead, here's Cameron Beal, and it's good. More money going to pediatric cancer. Denham Springs and Assumption. Back and forth contest here. Denham back into the end zone on homecoming night.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Rispone will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out YurView.com.
Denham Springs back in the lead here as they lead Assumption 17-12, 9:40 to go before halftime. And our look at our ITI scoring drive as Tristan Dewey gets into the end zone after 12 plays, 59 yards, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. More of the ground game on that drive instead of Lunsford throwing the ball all around. And speaking of ITI Technical College, Kate Adams is standing by with our sponsor, ITI Technical College.
Well, I've got the admissions director from ITI Technical College, Sean Norris. Tell me a little bit about what's going on right now over there.
Well, I'm very happy and actually proud to say that we just completed our 5-year accreditation review, and it was outstanding. And even probably more importantly than that, we got a 96% approval from our students that were surveyed, which is also outstanding.
Well, that definitely is awesome. I do want to talk a little bit about admission. You guys have enrollment coming up on November 13th. If students want to apply, kind of walk me through that process. How does it work?
Well, we have 4 starts a year. Our next one is November 13th, and we have 14 different programs. So we're currently enrolling for that. All they have to do is go to our website, iticollege.edu, and submit a request for information, and we will take care of the rest.
Where is the campus located?
Airline Highway, about 1.5 miles to 2 miles south of the Women's Hospital.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about scholarships. What's the process for scholarships and how can students apply for those as well?
Well, we offer 10 scholarships for high school seniors. Don't wait. I would say get in as soon as you can and get approved. Get recommended for the school, and then April 23rd, 2020 is when the scholarship applications are due.
Thank you so much. Well, look, if you are a student, make sure you get those applications in and also apply for those scholarships for a great opportunity over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thanks, Kate. Traven Brown gets his first carry of the night, and it does not go very well as Denham was back in the backfield pretty quickly, a loss of 2. So no Tyron Cassie out there, at least right now.
No, they changed the backs up a little bit there, and obviously a good play there by the Yellow Jacket defense, but not much going there for Assumption on first down.
Rivera looking over the defense. Brown still in the game. Rivera will throw. They want to set up the screen. Instead, it's a sack. Big sack there by Caden Berard. His 5th sack of the year. Man, is he quick off the edge.
Well, and he's been all over the field. I mean, Berard has already had a heck of a game, and you saw that spin move, and then that just spells the trouble for Rivera. We've also seen Berard play a pivotal play on offense just down there, helping Dewey get into the end zone. So another versatile player here for Denham Springs.
He's a senior, 5'11", 245 pounds. 3rd down and long for the sophomore QB.
Got to be careful with the football here. I know we want to try to get the first, but be careful with the football.
Here's Cassie, and Denham Springs had him bottled up, but he stays on his feet, and then they finally bring him down.
Boy, he's tough. I almost thought when he reversed it, he had a lane to pop that thing, but able to get him down. Hayden Horn, as you see, coming in there and staying in pursuit and able to make the tackle.
Well, they'll knock down that big average that he's got. That was 0 yards on that carry. And a quick 3 and out here, and Denham will get the football, and they'll probably have some good field position. Rivera stays in the football game to punt, and he's standing at his own 5-yard line. And C.J. Johnson ready to punt, and oh boy, Rivera just got that one off. Johnson takes it at the 47, makes one man miss, and then he gets flags all over the place here. And Coach Bill Conades is really upset. There are 3 flags on the field. There's one of them.
Yeah, it looked like some came in after the play, kind of chirping at each other. But for the reason Conades would be upset, this would be great field position Obviously, chance to go in and put more points up, but could potentially back them up.
So the officials will discuss what the call could be. Coach Tony Payne, 8th season at Assumption, former defensive coordinator there. He was hired as the head coach at Assumption, May of 2012.
On the receiving team during the kick, that's going to be a post-scrimmage kick enforcement, 10-yard penalty on the receivers, 1st and 10 this way. Dead ball, personal foul on the receivers, dead ball, personal foul on the kickers. Those penalties offset. It's going to be 1st down, disruption.
I'm not sure, Jeff. I don't know what happened on that first one. I heard holding, but then he pointed both ways.
Well, it looks like we have offsetting penalties on the personal foul, so something must have occurred between a Denham player and an Assumption player that led to offsetting 15-yard penalties.
So they are enforcing the holding.
They are enforcing a holding, and that will push Denham Springs all the way back to the 46-yard line. So instead of starting another drive in Assumption territory, they're still pushing this football back.
Yeah, well, he pointed both ways on the holding, so I'm not sure what was going on there. And then you have the personal foul. Here, maybe some clarification here. Let's see. Well, he's still pointing towards Assumption.
Coach Conades is some kind of mad. And so they'll start at their own 35-yard line.
Well, whatever it was a big loss for Denham.
Let's take a look at what may have occurred here. Here you go, right in the middle of your screen, a little face mask action, a little poking.
Okay, so they both got a jab in the face mask.
Man, that is a big penalty from where the other hole. There must have been another flag, almost a high snap there. Here's Cam Kelly, and he'll have to fight to get 2 yards.
The only thing I can see is they enforce the holding and enforce the personal foul.
I don't know. The holding penalty must have occurred right when he caught the football.
Nevertheless, big break for the Mustangs there.
Yes. 2nd down and 7 or 8 here for Denham Springs at the 37. Right back to the ground game, and Kelly gets about to the 41-yard line. That'll set up 3rd down here for Denham Springs.
And this is going to be a big play for this Mustangs defense. Very big play. I know you're saying, hey, look, it's 6:30 to go in the first half, but I tell you what, if you can stop Denham Springs from scoring here, you can see already they're up by 5. You don't want them to put more points on and get the ball back. Try to make this a competitive game going in the half.
Let's see if Assumption's good defensive line can make a play here. They will go to the ground again, and Kelly fouls his blockers, runs hard for a 1st down to the 49-yard line. Nice job by the freshman.
Yeah, see, pay attention to that 3rd down conversion right there. Had you stopped them, they would have had to punt the football. You get the ball back plenty of time in the half. Now let's see if Denham Springs is able to finish this drive.
They are now 5 of 8 on 3rd down.
A good run here, too, by Kelly. I tell you what, he's really impressing me. I think he's going to be the running back of the future.
They go to the running back of now, Jalen Jenkins there, and he gets about a yard or 2. Jack Buckland covered him up. Gain of 3, and now we might have a water timeout with 5:59 to go before halftime. Denham Springs has a 5-point lead over Assumption. They are back in Mustang territory. Coach Bill Conades cooling down a little bit. He wants some more chunk plays, though, from his offense.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Back here at Denham Springs High School as you take a look at Assumption's marching band. 2nd down and 7. Been a fun year for Assumption this year, as they're off to a 3-0 start. Did not play well in the Jamboree, lost to Port Allen 21-20, but they've turned it around since then. Last year they won their district going 6-0. Lunsford throws it down deep, and it's a jump ball, and it's intercepted.
That is an unbelievable
Torrey Oliver with an impressive interception from his own 10-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, we talked about Oliver being a ball hawk back there in the secondary, and I mean, first of all, it's just great coverage, and then for him to go up and get his hands on that ball and make that interception. I mean, he pulled it from behind his head and then to able to get control of that. That's the big play that the Mustangs needed on defense. But that's just great defense.
Second interception of the season. He's playing free safety for the first time in his prep career. 3-year starter, but that was one heck of a play from the senior. And you're right, Jason, they needed that to keep it a one-score game. And now with 5:45 here, even though they're starting deep in their own territory, I think number 6 needs to get the football again here for Assumption.
You think a carry or two?
They went 3 and out last time.
Well, and with your quarterback a little shaky, you definitely don't want to give it right back to him.
And Cassie gets it, tries to turn upfield. Good job by Denham Springs, though. Got him before he got ahead of steam going. And making the stop was Choppa Johnson. 5'8", 250 pounds. He's got 14 tackles on the season, number 95 in the middle of your screen. There's Cassie.
And if I was the Mustangs, I'd go right back to that play I used on the goal line. I'd fake off of Cassie. Obviously, Denham Springs focusing in on him, and maybe let Revere try to carry the ball himself.
2nd out and 12. They've been able to stop Cassie now here in the last 2 carries. Revere fires one, but way too high for the receiver, Rashawn Jarvis.
See, that's what would make me nervous, having my young quarterback throwing the ball back there from his own end zone, and he is off tonight.
Well, he's completed, came into this game 26 of 43, so that's a little bit better than 50%.
Yeah, thrown for over 400 yards.
400 yards, but look at Cassie's numbers, 6 carries, 120 yards, and it was a lot more impressive than that 2 carries ago. It was like 4 carries for 122 yards.
That's what you need your fantasy back doing for you in the first half, man.
Assumption 1 of 2 on 3rd downs. They got 3rd down and 12 here. Cassie to the left of Revere, and they'll throw again. Safe pass here. Now they need their receiver to make a play. And he is close to the first down.
That is huge.
And that was Landon Hebert, his 5th catch of the season. Had a couple grabs last week. And we'll have to see if it's enough for a first down.
Good play call here. Just a safe pass in the flat. This time, Revere was able to deliver a good ball. Something easy for him just to get out there. And here you go. You got Hebert kind of breaking a tackle and leaning forward just enough to pick up. That is a huge first down because Denham was about to have the ball right back with great field position.
So the ball just outside the 20-yard line, and Revere will throw it again. And there is a flag all over the place on that
He got
one.
beat on the double move, and as soon as smart play, I don't know if the ball was going to be accurate enough, but as soon as he realized he got beat on the double move, he tackled him, and you don't want to give up 6. So although you got beat, you don't want to get beat again in the end zones.
Josiah Raymond will be hit with a pass interference call for the 2nd time here tonight as we hear from our referee, Bob McAnally.
Pass interference, number 38 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. It's enough for a first down.
Pass interference indicated against.
So certainly some breathing room now for the Mustangs.
Let's see if we can get the.
Yeah, he tackled him. That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
He didn't fall on his own.
It's hard to see at the little goalpost there, but yeah, as soon as he made the double move, he put his arms around his waist and just brought him down. He conceded he was beat.
4:38 to go before halftime. from the 35-yard line now. Cassie gets the ball. And Denham Springs, good job getting as many hats as possible there, led by Caden Berard.
Yeah, I think Coach Cunningham has seen enough of Cassie. I mean, they're going to play around the line of scrimmage. One, they know that Revere is a little erratic right now, so they're not as afraid of him throwing the football. But two, they just don't want Cassie to beat them single-handedly. So he's going to pack the line of scrimmage, and he's going to say, number 5, I'll give you your shots to throw it down the field, but I don't want number 6 to beat us.
Last year, Assumption went 9-3, won District 7 4A, going 6-0. They beat North DeSoto in the first round. And then they lost to Leesville in the second round. Actually, they lost to North DeSoto in the first round of 2017, and then they lost to Leesville in the second round last year, 27-14. Pass out to the near side. This is Jarvis, who's hit pretty much right away by Omari Warren, who's a physical kid that plays the run and pass very well.
Yeah, good job by Warren coming up and making the tackle. The initial block was there. But this is how you settle your young quarterback in. You give him some easy throws around the line of scrimmage that he's comfortable making and completing.
3rd down and 7. They are 2 for 3 on 3rd downs. As you take a look at Jarvis, who had 6 catches coming into the game. Hard worker on this Assumption squad. Revere will run it, maybe. Now he'll throw it, and in stride. And there is Jarvis again. Flag is down in the backfield. We'll have to wait and see what that's about. It might be a holding penalty. Coach Conades is, the Denham Springs coaching staff is saying, come on down, boys.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Jarvis. Obviously, you saw the holding call there, but Jarvis is the one who made this play happen, able to break away and give Rivera option. But let's see.
I think where Berard got tackled back there, but a nice catch there by Jarvis. The holding penalty negates a 41-yard pass play for Assumption.
Boy, that's a big play. Take it away. Good job there by Rivera scrambling out. And Jarvis, you couldn't see it out earlier, but he was the one who came back, broke his route off, and gave Rivera a lane to throw it down.
Now it's 3rd and a long way to go. They got to get to the 45. So 3rd and 22 here for the Mustangs. Just give the ball to Cassie and see how far
you want to
try
to get as many yards as you can to punt the football and back Denham Springs up as far as you can. Try to give them as long as a field as you can coming into the half.
Denham rushes 4 over the middle, but too high.
Wow,
and we've seen that a few times here tonight. Again, trying to hit Jarvis in the seam. And Rivera now will punt the football away. Could have been a promising drive there for Assumption. But at least they got it out a little bit. Started that drive at about their 10-yard line.
Well, you need to be careful here because C.J. Johnson has had some good returns already tonight. So you got to make sure your coverage team gets down there and able to get him wrapped up.
C.J. Johnson had a big interception last week to seal the victory over the Gators of Sandoval. End over end, high, short punt. And it's going to be down at the 47-yard line. Good field position again for Denham Springs, who will start in Assumption territory after the 24-yard punt with 3:01 to go before halftime. Next week, we're looking forward to it, Jason. Catholic High and St. Thomas More over in Lafayette. I was just telling Jason during the break.
I think there's going to be some points scored, huh?
There could be 100 points scored in that game.
What's the over-under, Jeff?
My statistician, Tommy Cooper, has already got the shakes.
Yeah.
But maybe not 100, but I think we can get to 80.
You can get to 80?
I think we can get to 80 in that game.
Rest up, Tommy.
Oh, Bill Conades and the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. They're going to run a reverse here. And Assumption figures it out, though. Great job defensively. Jarius Holmes makes another play, bringing Troy Goldman down, a loss of 3.
Well, Goldman's probably the fastest player on the Denham Springs team. And I'll tell you what, if Holmes doesn't make this tackle out there on the edge, Goldman's probably gone. So that's a huge tackle in the open field.
Coach Payne, former defensive coordinator, he loves that. He played linebacker at Assumption High School. He's also the powerlifting coach, and Assumption just won a state championship in powerlifting. Pass over the middle here to Goldman, who makes one guy miss, and then is brought down at the 43. Troy Goldman, and out a late flag way back in the defensive secondary. There's been, for two teams that have probably never played each other on football, there has been some chirping in this game.
Yeah.
You would think this is Denham versus Walker or Denham versus Live Oak.
No, you better believe these coaches, these two coaches who know each other real well and haven't coached against each other, it's trickled down to the team. They understand what's at stake here.
A lot of airtime for Bob McAnally.
Dead ball personal foul on number 31 on the offense. Dead ball personal foul number 35 on the offense, number 31 on the defense. Penalties will offset. It'll remain third down. Come on, guys.
I think he still got that wrong. I think Jenkins is the 31 on offense, and then Jarvis Bridges 35 on defense.
I'm out. I'm going to let you be the interpreter. You'll be the interpreter the rest of the night.
It's third down. Yeah. That's what I'll tell you from the 6. And again, Denham has had success on third down here tonight.
Ever since I saw the penalty called and then the kickoff went against that, I said, all right,
They're 5 of 8 on third down. Came into this contest 29% on third down. The pass is caught. Big hit, and it's not enough for a first down. Nice job by Kevin Bell as he rang the bell there. As that was Philip Earnhardt on the catch. Let's go back to that previous play and see if we can't see where the personal foul happens. Yeah, number 31 and 35, a little shoving.
Yeah.
That's Jalen Jenkins for Denham. And
oh, man, a headbutt there at the
Jarvis Bridges for Assumption. Fourth down, Denham is going to go for it here.
Yeah, that's right.
138 and counting. Yellow Jackets up by 5, and Assumption's offsides. Jarvis Bridges commits the penalty.
Well, he was trying to time up the snap and obviously got it wrong there, but that's, you don't want to just hand him the first down.
So that moves the football to the 34.
You can see him coming on the blitz and just.
That's got to be a lonely feeling.
Yeah.
When you're,
yeah.
I mean, you're not just a little offside.
Yeah, wonk, 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 wonk. Yeah.
Had the right idea, execution lacking. From the 34 now for Denham Springs. Fresh set of downs. They go to Cam Kelly. Cam Kelly should look to get out of bounds, and he doesn't. They'll keep the clock rolling here as Assumption brings the freshman down at the 31-yard line as he was hit by Tremont Williams and another Mustang defender.
Well, Denham still got 2 timeouts, so they can manage this properly. 1 minute can be quite a bit of time here. Clock stops after first downs.
Lunsford quickly out to Kelly. There's defenders all over him right away, and he gets hammered. Jarvis Holmes on the hit.
Yeah, they'll take one here.
And they'll use one of those 2 timeouts to stop the clock with 39 seconds to go before halftime. And now Kelly is limping here a little bit. Hopefully he's okay as he crumbles to the ground.
And they took a lot of time to call the timeout. Another 10 seconds or so probably ran off.
Game time on YurView. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700. Louisiana Lift. They're always on call.
Sam got the best view in the house up there. I wonder if he's ever been able to catch a field goal or extra point up there.
Last week, West Felician, Live Oak's kicker booted a couple that were whizzing by him.
Yeah. It'd be funny to see a football flying up there. You got to kind of duck a little bit.
So 3rd down and 7, 39 seconds to go.
So what if Sam needs to use the bathroom at halftime? What happens? They let him down. Got to hold it. Okay, all right.
Got to hold it. Jenkins in the backfield with Lunsford as Assumption brings 4. Well protected over the middle. Should have been intercepted.
I think Goldman got his hand on that, and that's the only reason it wasn't intercepted. He was able to get a fingertip on there, and probably didn't know the defender was behind it, but how valuable that tip was, because it would have been an interception.
This is a defensive secondary for Assumption. They run a lot of different unique coverages.
Let's see if one gets a tip on it or a hand on it.
Yep.
I think that otherwise, that slight change in trajectory, otherwise I think that would have been a pick. Man, our camera guy's all over it tonight.
31 seconds. They were last week as well. Lunsford to his right's got a man open. There's a first down, I think. Ooh, it's going to be close. Now on the second effort, maybe he did get it. It's very close. That's Preston Holwager. Dozen catches on the season. And they might have to measure to see if he got it.
Well, they stopped the clock to measure, I guess, because Denham did not call or use their last timeout.
Well, this allows Coach Conades to huddle them up as soon as they put the ball in play, snap it. But
let's see if we can get a look there. From that vantage point, kind of looked like his original momentum, forward progress had the first down. But let's see.
And they never blow the whistle dead there. You see the official, he's watching it, and he does have the first down. Wasn't by much.
Well, Denham's going to have to burn another timeout. They need to be standing over the ball, ready to go. They're still in the huddle. Yeah, they just burned their last timeout. I'm not sure why. During the measurement, you wouldn't have been able to get a play called and get your team back to the line of scrimmage ready to go and save that timeout in case you need to rush your kicker out on the field.
Well, this might also be an opportunity for them to call a couple of plays in the huddle. Well, this week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, Scott Frost is quickly rebuilding that Nebraska Cornhusker program, one recruiting victory at a time. But Sean Callahan of Huskers Online tells Jeremy that Frost and the Husker coaches can fast forward the reclamation project by impressing recruits visiting Lincoln this weekend with ESPN's College Game Day in town. Plus, Jeremy talks about why five-star quarterback Bryce Young's flip from USC to Alabama has ramifications across the country.
They're about to
another five-star quarterback? Isn't that illegal?
Yeah. Nebraska's going to find out how rebuilt they are this weekend.
Against Wisconsin, who's looked really good early on. Yeah. Lunsford. Short hops his receiver there, who was well covered. Braden Benkaz. I was talking about it a second ago. This is an Assumption defense, and Coach Payne will tell you they run some unique coverages. It actually takes a while for these guys to understand. They read a lot of different keys.
Yeah, and they'll say half the defense will be running one coverage, another half will be doing something else, and it's a complex defense, and it takes these kids sometimes a while to learn it and get acclimated to it.
15 seconds left here. Got to have the field goal unit ready. Lunsford.
Got him wide open.
Wide open, and he missed him. My goodness. Philip Earnhardt was wide open. He could have ran all the way to I-12 from here, and nobody would have touched him.
Yeah, sometimes they say the wide open throws are the most difficult ones to make. But here, you don't need to show off your arm. You just need to lob it in there. I mean, just get the ball over there, and he rifles that one. I mean, just lob it over there, and he walks right into the end zone.
Well, maybe too complex of a defense there to leave one of their better wide receivers wide open.
Probably confused. Why is he so wide open?
3rd down and 10. Lunsford under pressure will go down.
That's big. You're not going to be able to get a field goal or anything. That's it. Let's go in the half.
Good job by Assumption's defense, and the Mustangs will get the ball to begin the second half. That is a big sequence of plays there, and Lunsford knows that they missed an opportunity. Fun first half here from Denham Springs on homecoming night, and this Assumption defense that has allowed just a touchdown coming into the game. They have played hard, even though they've given up some big plays here. And we've seen our share of big plays for both teams, and Coach Connedy's telling his senior quarterback, hey, don't worry about him. Don't worry about it. Go get him in the second half.
Yeah, got a full half to play, and on the other side, you saw Tramon Williams being talked to by his coach, and sometimes you can have some momentum shift.
Let's send it down to the field and Kate Adams.
All right, Coach. Well, obviously, probably not happy with that last play we just saw.
You can take back in that situation, and it's still a learning experience for high school kids. So
it definitely is. But one thing I do want to talk about, penalties. You got to clean some stuff up.
I don't know some of those. Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys did want to execute on first down. You did get a good first down on that last drive. Just talk about what you need to see more from your team.
We have to be a bit more positive on first down, and we're running the ball really well. We just got to keep it up.
What will be your message to the team at the half?
Just keep it up. Keep it up.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck, guys.
Thanks a lot, Kate. Good first half here. Luke Lunsford and Tristan Dewey and his Denham Springs Yellow Jackets trying to bring home a victory in front of the homecoming crowd. But Assumption, they are up for the challenge here tonight on Game Day.
Game Time Halftime is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that.
Perfect for game day. It's our tailgate spread. Half slab of ribs, 2 halves of chicken, and 2 pints of sides with Texas toast and barbecue sauce, all for $24.85. With fast service, dine-in, or takeout, and 2 great locations, Florida at Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is, for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
The 2019 homecoming court being introduced on the field here at halftime as Denham Springs leading Assumption 17-12. Let's find out who our teachers of the week are from these 2 schools. For that, we send it down to the field and Kate Adams.
Well, I have got Alex Thompson from Denham Springs High School and also Michelle Russo from Assumption High School. I'm going to start over here with Alex. Alex, tell me about how long you've been at Denham Springs and what do you teach?
This is my first year teaching at Denham Springs High School, and I teach physics, AP Physics, and personal finance.
Okay, you were telling me about some cool projects that you do with your students, so just elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay, so I do lots of labs with my students. I believe that the best way to learn science, especially physics, is by getting involved. And so I do lots of hands-on activities where the kids get to get in groups and use things that are in real life so they can apply what they're learning to the real world.
Well, you hadn't been at Denham Springs for too long yet, but favorite thing about teaching over there?
I love the community at Denham Springs. I really feel like the students and faculty here are like family.
Well, you guys definitely have a great community. Everyone came out tonight for this homecoming atmosphere, so that is awesome. So congratulations to you for Teacher of the Week for Denham Springs. I am going to move now over to Michelle Russo from Assumption High School. Now, you've been with Assumption actually for quite a few years, so talk about how long you've been there and what classes you teach.
I have been teaching for 20 years, and I've been at Assumption for 11 years. I teach English 1 honors and the Student Council Leadership class. Yeah.
Well, one of your scholars of the week, when we were over here talking just a little bit ago, was saying you've got the most fun classes. Why are your classes so fun?
Well, I think that it's important to teach literature in a way that the students can connect with. So a lot of what I do involves them seeing themselves through the characters in the stories that we read. Yeah.
Well, that's a really cool way to show those students, and she was saying just how they're able to kind of connect that also with real life opportunities. Favorite thing about teaching over at Assumption High School?
Definitely my students, all the way. And I really have a great principal and wonderful faculty that we are a great team. We're a good team to be with, yeah.
Well, it's always great to build those relationships with students and your faculty year after year. So thank you both, Alex Thompson and Michelle Russo, both of our Teachers of the Weeks. And thanks to Crown Trophy for providing these wonderful plaques. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kate. As they continue to introduce the homecoming court of 2019. As we continue here with our halftime show, let's find out more about one of our great sponsors of Game Time, Louisiana Farm Bureau
I'm Renee
Insurance.
Coleman. I'm a claims adjuster with Louisiana Farm Bureau. I service the East and West Baton Rouge parishes, and I've been employed with Farm Bureau for 16 years. We go out and assess damages on losses that occur, particularly in Lee and my area, which is the East and West Baton Rouge parishes. I love living in the community where I service claims. Most of the people that I deal with, I may see them on a regular basis in the grocery store or just out running errands. I enjoy supporting my sons who play on the community flag football team. Just a joy seeing the smile on their faces, enjoying what they love to do. Real service, real people means to me a personable service. We provide personable services to our customers that you mostly don't get from other companies. We strive to make ourselves available for our customers so that we may reach an end result, and that end result is having a satisfied customer.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
I spent years suffering from knee pain, so I decided to have replacement surgery. My doctor did a great job, and he allowed me to choose Peak for my PT. I should have done this a long time ago. I'm so glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
We continue with the halftime show here on Game Time with the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets leading Assumption on homecoming night as you take again a look at the homecoming court for 2019. And let's send it down to the field as Kate Adams has a very special guest with her right now. Two special guests.
That's That's right, Jeff. I have got Scooter Purvis and Chris Purvis here with me. I'm going to start off talking to Scooter here. Scooter was a member of the 1958 LSU National Championship team. So tell me about it, and how much does it mean to you to still be here, getting to watch your grandson play here tonight?
Kate, it's a real thrill. You know, I've been associated with the sport so long, and of course, Chris was raised up in it just like Luke has been. And you see all that white hair up there? That's from trying to coach. Because I coached at LSU 17 years, coached defensive backs, but it's just a thrill to watch them. I love that they've all participated in team sports, which is outstanding. The football teaches so much. The guys, camaraderie together, and meeting new friends and making a lot of friends. And we're just so pleased with him and the kind of man he's turning out to be too.
Well, I definitely can see how you are pleased with that. I do want to talk a little bit more about that 1958 championship team. Do you still keep in touch with all those guys, and are you still going out to the games?
Well, as many of them as I can. We've lost 17 members of that team are gone. But there's several of us live here in the Baton Rouge area. So we try to get together from time to time and just share stories and tell one another how good we were, you know? But it's been a thrill living here. When we got out of coaching, when Bunny and I decided we're going to leave the coaching, I wanted the kids to stay right here in Baton Rouge because we loved it, and it's good job opportunities and stuff of that nature.
Well, I also got to ask you, obviously, LSU doing really well so far this season. What are your thoughts on them?
Who is that, Luke?
LSU.
Oh, LSU.
And Luke.
Well, I just think he's doing a great job. I mean, really and truthfully, the time that they placed in that thing, Coach O lets the letterman, the past LSU letterman, etc., come to any practice basically we want to. He says, you're still part of the team. And, man, when I go and see the intensity that they're getting after it with, and Burrow is just absolutely he reminds you of Breeze a lot, but we don't want to heap too much on his shoulders too soon, but he has done an outstanding job.
Well, he definitely has, but we are going to move from talking about Joe Burrow. Let's now talk about your grandson, who is at quarterback here at Denham Springs. Not too happy probably with that last play, but let's talk about his overall performance tonight.
Well, I think it's good. There's some things, of course, you can go back and look at any ball game, and you can find out this play shouldn't have happened or we should have done a better job there. What we've always emphasized to him as much as possible is to be a good fundamental, basic quarterback, to handle the formations, etc., and get everything done there. And it's I think he's growing so much more into the sport. I think all of his good football is ahead of him as far as I think right now. He's not even 18 years old yet. And he's got the size and he's got the mind, and he is a good person. That's the thing about it. That's what I'm proud of most of. Just like my eldest son right here. Been so proud of him.
Well, that is definitely important, and I do want to bring your eldest son here. Chris, you're the owner of Peak Performance. It's so important what you guys do here in Baton Rouge, but talk about your involvement with Denham Springs High School.
Well, we've got clinicians, 17 clinicians that are out on the sideline tonight at a school somewhere in town. We do a lot of, we love working with the student athletes, and we just love being out here, and to have my nephew out here. My son played at Redemptorist, so I got to be out there with him, so it just makes it doubly good. But we really love working with the athletes, whether it's football or any other sport, and helping them stay at the top of their game and being able to participate.
Well, staying healthy is so important. Actually, I think my sister goes and gets some physical therapy over at Peak Performance. Look, thank you so much for what you do, and we're just so thrilled to have both of you guys here with us tonight and being able to watch your family. So thanks again. I'm going to send it over back to you guys.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks a lot. Scooter Purvis, Jason, you better tighten up, man. I think he could be a pretty good color analyst. We'll take a break, have highlights and stats when we come back here. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life. And we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that.
Perfect for game day. It's our tailgate spread. Half slab of ribs, 2 halves of chicken, and 2 pints of sides with Texas toast and barbecue sauce, all for $24.85. With fast service, dine in or take out, and 2 great locations, Florida at Don Moore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Working with Governor Edwards to solve the budget crisis, we saw how truly bipartisan he is.
He brought members of both parties together to make the hard decisions
that turned a $2 billion deficit into a surplus.
2/3 of the Republican-led legislature voted to fund TOPS, save our hospitals, and raise teacher pay.
And Governor Edwards was willing to work with anyone committed to that goal.
He put people over politics.
And Louisiana is in a better place because of his leadership.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
At halftime, homecoming night for Denham Springs, and the Yellow Jackets holding on to a 5-point lead over the Assumption Mustangs, 17-12. It was a really good first 24 minutes of this one. Looking forward to a good second 24 minutes. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQueer saw some big plays, saw some big hits, saw some penalties, some momentum swings, everything you can ask for on a nice night here in Denham Springs.
Yeah, but I think the team that's going to prevail in this contest is the one that can provide the most consistency on offense.
Yeah.
We've seen both of these teams get a little lax on offense, make some bad turnovers, and really I think that's where it's going to have to happen. Both of them want to try to run the football, and whoever can establish that, I think, has the better chance in the second half.
And I think whichever quarterback makes more plays in the second half. I know that's a cliche here, but it really is true. Yeah. These two QBs have had some good moments, and they've had some bad moments as we take a look at the first half highlights of this contest. And big play right off the bat for Denham Springs. This is Luke Lunsford, the senior quarterback for Denham Springs. And a nice run after the catch here from Philip Earnhardt as he coasts into the end zone, and Denham Springs is up 7-0. But here comes Assumption right back with their senior running back, Tyron Cassie, from 49 yards. Assumption would miss the extra point, so it's 7-6. And then here is an interception that Rivera throws. Nice job over the middle, picking it off for Denham Springs, Spike Brasso. But Assumption would take the lead on that touchdown run by Rivera. They'd missed a 2-point conversion, and it's 12-10. Linebacker Tristan Dewey gets into the end zone there for Denham. That would make it 17-12. Lunsford, look at this interception. What a great one-handed grab, basically, from Torrey Oliver. And that is our highlights for the first half. And as you see, Assumption got off to a good start running the football. Let's see if they can get the run game going in the second half.
Yeah, and they're going to have to improve a little bit in the passing game, too. 20 yards, not going to cut it. They're going to make you throw the football a little bit. So Rivera's just got to play within himself and complete some of those simple passes.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have your second half kickoff from Denham Springs High School. Yellow Jackets leading the Mustangs by 5 on Game Time.
This throbbing neck pain was so bad it moved to my shoulders and was causing severe headaches. Then a friend suggested I choose Peak. 2 weeks later, the pain was completely gone. So glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, And we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that.
Perfect for game day. It's our tailgate spread. Half slab of ribs, 2 halves of chicken, and 2 pints of sides with Texas toast and barbecue sauce, all for $24.85. With fast service, dine-in or takeout, and 2 great locations, Florida Donmore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
Before we get to second half action, let's find out who our Scholars of the Week are. And for that, back down to the sidelines and Kate Adams.
All right, well, I have got Chriselle Carter from Assumption High School, as well as Kate Thompson from Denham Springs High School. I'm going to go ahead and start over here with Chriselle. Chriselle, tell me one of your favorite classes over at Assumption.
My favorite class has to be CNA. CNA because I want to be a healthcare professional, and it helps me with bedside manners and knowing my medical terminology.
Wow, well, you did tell me right before we came on that you've already applied to some colleges. Tell me about some of those colleges and what you're planning on studying.
I plan on studying neuroscience. I applied to Xavier, Dillard, and Tulane University. They have great neuroscience programs and a wide community.
Well, neuroscience, that's definitely a big-time major right there, and we love that you're going into that. Tell me about one of your favorite memories over at Assumption.
My favorite memory at Assumption. Wow, there's so many. My favorite memory has to be at our pep rally when we had a standoff, and I was singing class in one spearing stick.
Awesome memories right there. All right, I'm going to switch it over to Kate Thompson really quick. Tell me about your favorite memories over at Denham Springs.
My favorite memories would probably have to be high school football games and just being in the student section with all my friends and cheering on our football team.
All right, some of your favorite classes over there. Do you kind of have a little bit of an idea what you plan to study?
I really like biology classes and stuff like that. I'd love to go into like physical therapy and be a physical therapist, so it's kind of around there, like that kind of stuff.
Well, you're definitely in good hands with Peak Performance over here, so maybe they can help you get something set up. But congratulations to the both of you for the Scholars of the Week. Also, congratulations to you, Kate, for being on Homecoming Corps. This is a great honor, and thank you to Crown Trophy so much for providing these wonderful plaques for both of our Scholars of the Week. Back to you guys.
All right, Kate, nice job there. As you take a look at the folks from Assumption who've made the trip here to Denham Springs, they feel probably pretty good about where they're at here. They dodged some bullets, and now they got a chance on this opening drive of the second half to take the lead. And we saw it at halftime, and they were just talking about the homecoming court. We'll show you who the homecoming queen is once again after this kickoff. And we're underway in the second half from the 5-yard line. And big hit there up to the 26-yard line. All right, let's show you who the homecoming queen is for 2009 for Denham Springs, and it's Caitlin McLaughlin. Always a special moment for anyone that gets that honor.
Moment you'll never forget.
That's for sure. That is for sure. So congratulations to Caitlin McLaughlin, your 2019 Denham Springs homecoming queen. First down and 10. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. They give it to Cassie, and Cassie only a couple yards. So after those 2 big runs that he had, Jason, not sure what adjustments Denham Springs has made, but they've been able to corral Cassie since then.
Well, an Assumption has made an adjustment. They've changed their quarterback. Looks like Bailey is back there playing quarterback. Revere was a little erratic with the football in the first half, and Bailey's more of a runner with the football, plays wide receiver. See if he can give a spark to the offense.
He has not completed a pass this season, and he is going to struggle to get any yards there. Tristan Dewey and company bring him down to the ground. Amari Warren also on the tackle. Very little yardage there on that play. In fact, they may have lost a yard, and it's 3rd down and 10. So Damon Bailey, the 3-year starter who's played a variety of different positions, including kicker for Assumption, running back, wide receiver, Swiss Army knife kind of player, now getting some opportunity here at quarterback.
It's essentially like having 2 running backs in the backfield.
Bailey will look to throw under a lot of pressure, and he goes down inside the 20-yard line. Choppa Johnson on the sack.
And Choppa gives you the Choppa wiggle. I tell you what, he got around there in a hurry.
So a quick 3 and out there. That doesn't work at all for Assumption as we look at that play again. A loss of 9 here.
Yeah, just not the front line, offensive line, just not holding up there. Wasn't like they brought a lot of pressure, but able to get past their defender and in there for the sack.
Tell you what, Sage Rivera is not even punting here. So, oh no, that is Sage. Okay, that is Sage. So I was going to say maybe there's an injury to Sage, but he's out there punting. And they brought the pressure again, and he gets off a decent punt. And this is going to work out really well for the Mustangs. It will roll inside the 35. Nice job by the sophomore punter. That's a 50-yard punt for Sage.
Yeah, it's a good punt and kind of backs Denham up a little bit. And look, I wouldn't look at this as Bailey has benched Revere, or they've benched Revere. Talking to Coach Payne, he likes to give Bailey some experience. Maybe just wanted to try to catch Denham Springs off guard in the first half. Coming out in the second half, apologize. But I would expect Revere to go back into this football game.
So from the 33-yard line, Luke Lunsford, Cam Kelly, and the rest of the Yellow Jackets offense. Troy Goldman's the wide receiver to the near side. Preston Holwager, the wide receiver to the top of your screen. And they'll run it with Kelly. And Kelly gets a couple.
And you could tell towards the end of the first half that Denham Springs really wanted to establish the run. They started the game out, and Lunsford was putting just about every play there with the ball up in the air, and now they've kind of given a more balance here and allowing this running game to develop.
52 yards rushing for Kelly in the first half as he gets another carry and falls forward for 2 more. Lunsford in that first half, 9 of 21 for 98 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And then Jalen Jenkins, 5 carries for 17 yards for the Yellow Jackets. 3rd down coming up here for Denham from their own 37-yard line. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. The wide receiver to the top of your screen is Preston Holwager. Lunsford looking to his left. Now just throws one up and incomplete. Good coverage downfield. Nobody open, and 2 3 and outs for these respective offenses as Denham will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, we talked about that at the half. I mean, it's whatever of these offenses begins to build some consistency. Obviously, he's going to have the best shot in this game, and they both come out with a 3 and out. The Mustangs able to hold there and should be able to get pretty good field position.
Gavin Weidenbacher out to punt for the 2nd time here tonight. He's been inconsistent this season, according to Coach Billy Conades.
You got a dangerous return guy back there in Corey Oliver. That guy he can flat out play. He's a football player.
Certainly can break it. And what do we got here? Delay a game? Yep. Or too many guys on the field.
On the defense. Running off. Substitute infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Well, now there's a chance to get even better field position. Been a lot of penalties in this game.
Yeah. For middle of the season.
Well, Oliver needs to come up a little bit. They backed him up, but he stayed in the same place.
7 penalties now for Denham Springs for 75 yards.
Oh, my
Bad
goodness.
snap. Can he get it off? He does, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Wow.
And this is going to be terrific field position for Assumption, as it is down at the 32-yard line, as Gavin Weidenbacher kind of one-handed that thing. I don't know.
Well, it was high and wide. It was, and he tried to reach up there and grab it. Or at least from my vantage point, it looked like that. And tried to snag it and just could never catch it cleanly. On those punts, if it's a bad snap, I mean, it really throws the timing off, and the defenders are right there in your face.
Well, I think you got to give credit to Weidenbacher to just get that thing off and at least get some few yards. It's only a 1-yard punt, but it could have been a lot worse there for Denham Springs. And let's see if, nope, they still have Damon Bailey out there as their quarterback.
Well, I think they, obviously give him a shot with the shorter field here.
Cassie in motion out of the backfield. Bailey will run it. Bailey, wow, does he put his head down, as there was a major collision there between Bailey and Omari Warren.
That's big-time football right there. I mean, both of them big guys, and Warren coming up and delivering a blow, and Bailey delivering a blow in his own right from the quarterback running back position. Watch this big thud right here as they're coming down the line. Right here, feels it. Boom! I'll tell you what, that's football.
2nd down and 10. Bailey will hand it off to Cassie, and look at that Denham Springs defense. Choppa Johnson and company. They have shut down Cassie after those 2 long runs. There's a -3 on that carry. And Choppa Johnson, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite high school players in the state. You got to love the name. You got to love the swag.
Perfect name for Louisiana, Choppa style, Choppa Johnson. So
5'8", 250.
But I tell you what, Assumption right now, the difference in their running game is they're running laterally. Where they had success, they were really getting it off tackle and getting upfield quickly. Most of these runs have been lateral.
3rd down. Bailey to throw. He heaves one downfield, and it's behind his receiver. Well, for a second there, the wideout had a step on the defender, but the pass was so underthrown.
They got a flag after the play here.
Do we got roughing the passer?
No, because 45.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense.
Okay.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Berard got up, clapping, so obviously he realized it wasn't on him. I'm trying to see where it comes in at. Maybe somebody kicked somebody down here. I don't know.
Did he kick him?
I don't know. Didn't I say I was going to stop interpreting this stuff? You make the call, Jeff. What happened?
No. What I know happened is Assumption squandered an opportunity there. And Rivera is back out to punt. Let's see if he can duplicate his 50-yard punt. If he does that, Denham will have the football at their own 1-yard line.
Oh, yep, got him. 11 jumped off sides there and looked like DeAndre Duncan.
I don't think it's going to really hurt anything. Move the ball up 5 yards, but that's about it.
I think it was the gunner, 11. Yeah.
Conadi's the same. Push him back. Just get as many yards as possible. This game started off a lot of fireworks early, but it's kind of it's been muddling along here now for a while.
Number 11 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
For instance, Tyran Cassie had 121 yards after 4 carries in this game. His last 5 rushes have gone for -2 yards. And he was the guy that was leading the offense, but since Denham Springs has shut him down, the Mustangs have not been able to do anything there offensively.
Yeah, well, Denham has just dared him to throw the football, and they
high snap to Rivera. How about that? Back-to-back bad snaps, and it's going to be recovered by Omari Warren.
Wow.
Well, you can watch football all season. You can watch football for the next 10 years and probably not see a situation where there are back-to-back bad snaps.
Well, you start with 2 3-and-outs, then each team attempts to punt the football, and they both have bad snaps and end up with botched punts and putting the other side in great field positions.
All right, see, now Denham needs to take advantage of this, up by 5 with 7:01 to go in the third quarter. And they start off this drive in the premier concrete red zone. From the 18, Lunsford under pressure, slips away from one potential sack. Now towards the end zone and incomplete to Preston Holwager.
Lunsford's pass intended for Holwager, incomplete, 2nd down 10.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here for Lunsford. Lunsford didn't have much of spring practice or summer. He had a back injury that was didn't need surgery or anything, just needed some rest. One of those stress type injuries in his back, stress fracture. So he did not have much of an off season. Here's the carry from Jalen Jenkins. Nice run there on 2nd down. And he is right there next to the 1st down marker.
Run out of bounds, close.
I think he's a yard shy, less than a yard.
3rd down 1 for the
Denham will quickly get up to the line of scrimmage. Cam Kelly, the running back here. Kelly gets the carry off the left side and gets hit hard, and we'll see where the spot is. Boy, they have really ran to the left side all night here tonight. Alexander Harris, the Brown commitment, 6'4", 290-pounder, number 70, is the left tackle, so they must like running behind him.
36 on the ACT? My goodness.
That's almost twice as much as mine.
Well, you only need half that to qualify, right? So, yeah. 36.
That's impressive. His brother goes to Brown, so it's just a natural fit for him to head up there as well.
You think he can figure out the playbook?
I think he could figure out a lot of things that I can't figure out. Kind of an old school look there. That almost looks like you're looking at the 19.
That's how the Brown looks back in the day. You know, those Ivy League schools were some of the first schools to play college football.
I don't know Brown's nickname. What
oh, that's a great question. I should know, man. I kind of pride myself on knowing these nicknames. Yeah.
They got the 1st down, 1st and goal at the 8. But congratulations, Alexander Harris got a bright future in front of him. So from the 8-yard line, handoff, Kelly. Kelly running hard, got chased down from behind by Tremont Williams.
I'm glad to see him get up. That was ugly, the way he fell as they tackled him from behind, but I guess when you're that young freshman, you're pretty flexible. Let's see. Watch when it comes from behind it. He fell kind of awkward right here. Oh, my goodness. Boy, that could have been bad.
Clock has been stopped as they have a hydration timeout. That gives us a chance to check in with Kate Adams, who has the homecoming court queen. Kate?
That's right. I've got Caitlin, Claire McLaughlin with me. All right, what was your impression, I guess, whenever you got crowned queen?
I was shocked. I was like, what, me? Why me? I thought I was going to go to another girl or something, to be honest with you. It was so exciting.
Well, it definitely is an exciting opportunity. I was also homecoming queen at my high school, but look, you've got some beautiful flowers and such a great support group. I saw some people over here in the stands talking to you. Just talk about how much it means to you to have this.
It means a lot for me to have this, because it means that I'm special in my own way, and I have a lot of fans to back me up. And I think it's just really special for me.
Well, it's so important to have the support of your friends and also your family. But look, we're getting here to stand on the sidelines. You said football is one of your favorite sports to come. Let's talk about just getting to experience all of this tonight.
I am a huge football fan. I am a Yellow Jacket fan, a Saints fan, and an LSU fan at the same time. I root for all three. But for this team team to be special. I think this is really special for this team. And they just scored a touchdown.
Well, yeah, exactly. Talking about special, they just got a touchdown. Let's send it back up to Jeff. Jeff.
All right, Luke Lunsford connecting as they find another defensive player, Hayden Horn, the defensive back. They connect there and a touchdown. And Denham has extended its lead.
It looks like the homecoming queen is good luck here and able to roll out and find Hayden Horn. And it's interesting when they get down here in these scored situations, how many defensive players they move to offense, and just lets you know the confidence they have in their group.
The extra point is good. More money to pediatric cancer from Cameron Beal. And Denham Springs now has its largest lead of the night. Luke Lunsford, the touchdown pass, and the Yellow Jackets leading it on homecoming night.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life. And we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Great night here at Denham Springs. Great to be here. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQueer, Kate Adams on homecoming night in Denham Springs, trying to deliver a homecoming victory to this big crowd on hand. As you take a look at our ITI Technical College scoring drive, Hayden Horn on the touchdown catch from Luke Lunsford. Lunsford has thrown 2 TD passes now on the night, and Denham has a 12-point lead as they kick the football back to the Assumption Mustangs, who need to get something going here. Assumption has been really quiet on offense. They could use a good return, and they got a couple of good return men back there. This is a short, high kick, going to be taken at the 31, and the Mustangs will start at their own 38-yard line. Let's see who their quarterback is. They have been using Damon Bailey here in the second half. Sage Rivera, who started the football game, has only punted in the second half. As you look at the Mustangs huddle.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they don't go back to Rivera. Granted, he's been off a little bit tonight, but Denham is absolutely forcing you to throw the football, and he's going to be your best shot at completing some passes.
Assumption had 129 yards rushing in the first quarter. Since then, negative 53 on 10 carries.
They stay with Bailey.
And Bailey is still out there, along with Tyron Cassie, who has been shut down after an explosive first quarter. Quick throw to the near side here, caught by Jarvis, and Jarvis moves upfield to the 42-yard line. Brought down by Omari Warren, who's had a really nice night for the Yellow Jackets. Gain of 4.
Yeah, I can look across the sideline and see Rivera. I don't think this is a injury or anything. I don't see anybody working on him, so this is obviously a coach's decision here, but let's see if Bailey can provide a little spark for this Assumption offense.
That is the first pass completion of the year for Bailey, who's seen limited time at quarterback. He gives it to Cassie, who runs hard right up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's off across the 30, splits the defenders, touchdown Mustangs, right back in the game.
That's where they've had success running the football, right up the middle, right off tackle. All that other stuff that they were doing, trying to run lateral and the run option game, that hasn't been working. This is where he's had all of his yards tonight, is right off tackle, and I tell you what, we'll just watch this run here. I mean, just breaking tackle after tackle. And then when he gets it's amazing how deceptive his speed is when he gets in the open field, able to break it.
Well, Assumption a few years back had a really good running back by the name of Brandon Jacobs, who went on to have a great career at Auburn and played for the New York Giants. Cassie is making a name for himself. Now trying to make something happen here is Bailey, and it's intercepted on the two-point try. Play is dead as it was picked off by C.J. Johnson, and Johnson comes up hobbling after he got tackled. But it's a 6-point game now with Denham leading Assumption after Cassie's second touchdown run of the night. Back after this.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Risponi will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
They're working on C.J. Johnson, who just intercepted that two-point conversion. I think it might just be a cramp.
That's the area of a cramp. Anytime you get in the massage there on that calf muscle.
So Tyron Cassie now 178 yards rushing. And Damon Bailey has it teed up, and just when Denham could take a bit of a deep breath, here's Assumption right back at him.
And that's where all of his yards have come from. It's just kind of that little delayed, being patient, handoff up the middle, and picks his lane, and man, he just squirts out of it and shows off his speed.
Bailey, a little short end-over-end kick in no man's land, picked up at the 20-yard line, and this could be a big return. Look out, big hit. Oh my goodness, you don't see kickers tackle people like that, as Damon Bailey brought Troy Goldman down, and here comes some shoving, and this is not a good look. Not a good look from both teams there. Cooler heads are prevailing.
Yeah, and it's all right to hit hard. That's part of the game, but you gotta then keep it clean after that. You don't stand over them, you don't taunt, and just go back and celebrate with your team. It's a good stick, and no, he's not your average quarterback because he's like a wide receiver, quarterback, running back type of guy, and he can deliver a blow. I'm not sure who did what. I don't know if there was a little taunting by Assumption after the lick there.
So they'll sort this out again. We've had a lot of conversations here. Again, I said it back in the first half. This is almost like a Denham versus Walker game.
Yeah, you would
Denham
think.
Live Oak.
Like they grew up in the same neighborhoods with each other, huh?
Personal foul on the blue team. Dead ball, personal foul on the white team. Penalty is going to offset. First down here.
Offsetting dead ball.
So that's what we anticipated, or at least that's what I anticipated. Let's watch it again.
So do you kick it over?
No, it's ball down at the 48. A little shoving there is coming in there is Philip Earnhardt, and then some jawing, some shoving.
He said, what else I got in my pocket? The referee just tossing them.
Coach Conades has got some special powers. He just put his hand up and his players retreated. Handoff, big hole here for Jalen Jenkins, who may have a first down, depending on the spot. And a little bit more kind of shoving there, but no flag. And I think that's enough for a first down.
And Denham showing
maybe not.
Some up-tempo here, going quick.
2nd and 1, and the official is holding it up here. Coach Conades is saying you can't do that. You can't stand over the ball like that. in shotgun formation here. Jenkins, they run basically the same play, and another nice run to the 36-yard line.
And you're right, Jeff. I mean, 90% of it is off that left side, and running behind the big offensive lineman over there and having success.
Ball at the 37-yard line. I don't think Assumption's ready here, so they're calling timeout. Or no, there's an injured player, I think. I think a player was trying to get to the sidelines over there, and so if we take a look at the Louisiana Sports Writers Association top 10 poll, Assumption in there at number 10 after their win last week over E.D. White. 3 victories over 3A schools for the Mustangs.
Well, and we'll get to see number 1 next week.
Yeah, well, maybe they might be number 1 because St. Thomas More is hosting Neville tonight. Carr is taking on Catholic High. Last time we heard the Bears were winning, right?
Yes, they were. They were up.
The Wampus Cats of Leesville, that is who Assumption lost to last year. Eunice is the defending state champs in 4A. In 3A, they've moved up to 4A. I know they won a state championship, but I forgot that they moved up to 4A. Warren Easton, they played last night. I didn't catch their score. But
so STM is the only select school in there, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line now for Denham after the timeout by Assumption. Cam Kelly, good job by that offensive line, made it easy for him. So he was brought down by Tremont Williams. Second down and 6.
Second down 6 for the Yellow Jackets.
And the handoff again. Continued at left side, and Kelly got hit hard. A couple Mustangs there. Tremont Williams, and also in on the stop was William Clark. Let's send it down to Kate, who heard what the Assumption coaches had to say after that little brouhaha we had earlier.
Yeah, well, Yellow Jackets offensive coordinator just telling his team, look, do not be selfish. You need to play whistle to whistle look and let the Mustangs play after the whistle. Back to you. 3rd
down and 3. Lunsford will run it, and he'll run for a first down and more. All the way inside the 10-yard line. Nice run by Lunsford. He doesn't run much, but he's ran twice for a first down here tonight.
Oh, Lunsford pointing his finger up at the box at me. Who says I can't run the football? I even got a little wiggle with me. Watch him put on a move here. Yeah, boom, right there. A little dead leg and big quarterback out in the open field. Good run there by Lunsford.
19 yards as they will look to throw here. Wide open. Goldman, touchdown. 3rd touchdown of the night for Lunsford. 11-yard connection with his junior wideout, Troy Golan, who's got an offer from Nichols, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. And Denham back up by 12.
Yeah, well, he had his option there. He could have gone to Holwager or gone to Goldman. You can see right there they were both open. And, Coach Conades loves these play action as he gets down there in the red zone, and particularly after you get some of that run game going.
Extra point try is through the uprights by Cameron Beal, who is still perfect on his extra points this season. And it's now 31-18 as Lunsford has had some bad moments, but he's had more good moments than bad, and this was a nice play action fake here.
Yeah, just off that play action, and you can see there he's got Holwager as well as Goldman selects the deeper guy. Good catch coming down with the football in the end zone. Good toss there by Lunsford.
Luke Lunsford, really a good kid, ultimate team player, according to Coach Conades. And a huge game last week. I mean, that was a game that Denham Springs needed to win. They trailed by 10 points to Sanama in the 4th quarter, and then Lunsford hit Goldman on a 25-yard touchdown pass, and then hit Preston Holwager on a 77-yard touchdown pass for the go-ahead score. And it finally clicked in the fourth quarter there for Denham Springs, according to Coach Conades.
Wow, he's electric.
Good return there by Oliver, and we'll see the Assumption offense led by Tyron Cassie here on the next play. Don't miss any of the action this season. Go to YurView.com/football and sign up for the Game Time newsletter to get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Again, that's YurView.com/football. Assumption takes over at their own 32-yard line. And Damon Bailey still out there at quarterback. He has been the signal caller here in the second half. Cassie's to his left. Bailey will heave one downfield. Incomplete. As there was some little contest there, or little contact. Terrace Consinary on the route. There's Spike Brasso, who had an interception earlier tonight. Second down and 10.
So Assumption just trying to take a deep shot there, and obviously Bailey's not the better of the two passers, just trying to get some one-on-one coverage out there. I suspect they'll try to go back to their run game, just trying to loosen up or at least keep the Yellow Jacket defense honest a little bit.
And the big play has been their friend here tonight. That's how they've been scoring their points. They haven't really just marched down the field. Cassie on the counter.
Boy, I thought he was, every time you see him kind of cut it up there off tackle, you're just waiting for him to pop out of that.
Choppa Johnson on the tackle. And a big third down coming up here for Assumption, down by 13. Need to try to keep this drive alive, see if they can't score again and make it a one-score game before the fourth quarter. Bailey the hard count, and now they'll check with the sidelines. Bailey will throw over the middle, and it was narrowly intercepted once again. Could have been a second pick for Brasso. And fourth down.
Yeah, trying to get in there, Consinary, but just rifled that one in there, and really didn't have much of a shot. It was off target.
Rivera out to punt.
I just think the percentage of that is so low to have Bailey try to connect on a slant route in all that traffic. I'd be better off turn around and hand it into number 6. I think your percentage is better.
Good to see C.J. Johnson back out there for the Yellow Jackets, standing at his own 30. Low snap. Rivera handles that one. Remember, the last one went over his head. Decent punt despite the low snap, and it gets a nice little roll here, and Denham will start at their own 29-yard line. Late in this third quarter, another touchdown for the Yellow Jackets, and that might seal this thing. 36-yard punt there for Rivera as Lunsford in his 3 touchdown passes come back out on the field.
You see Conades in there with the huddles, circling up his guys, and Conades being an offensive guy, he knows that. He knows, Jeff, that if they can take this football and march down the field, and he's telling his team, look, I need one good drive out of you here to try to really bust this thing open.
Coach Tony Payne, he would love to get a turnover.
Yeah, he needs something. He needs something magical to happen on defense. Turnover, pick 6, just something that he can get another quick score and try to get his team back in this game.
Tristan Dewey's in at offense, so is Caden Berard. We've seen a lot of success when they bring in their 2 stud defensive players on offense. Dewey gets to carry. More damage on that left side. About 4 or 5 on the carry.
Dewey on the carry.
I'd love to know the percentage of times they've run to the left side tonight. 95.
Yes. I mean, you got big Alex Harris over there, and that's where they feel comfortable running. That's their power side.
Yeah.
So why not?
Second down and 5. Right up the middle this time with Jenkins, who breaks a couple tackles. Jenkins all the way to the 44-yard line. Terrace Consinari on the touchdown-saving tackle. And Denham Springs back in Assumption territory.
This offensive line is loving it. They're hugging each other and high-fiving. An offensive line loves nothing more than when you can just smash the ball right down the other team's throat. You saw the guard pulling right there, and good hard running from the running back.
Nice pass here.
And a big
wager on the catch.
A big part of what I think is going on here is just this Assumption defense has been on the field the entire half.
This looks like LSU's defensive secondary tackle.
Yeah. Oh, God. Maybe an off week is what they need, huh?
2nd and 3, quarterback sneak, another first down run by Lunsford.
Yeah. People are like, oh, we got a shot at beating Alabama. Yeah, if we score 100. Because, they're good for about 60, so. But hopefully they get that sorted out. But I really think this Mustang defense, they're winded. I mean, they're blowed. The offense really hasn't done much, so that means their defense has been on the field this entire quarter.
And this big offensive line for Denham is just wearing on them. More right up the middle. That time, Jack Buckland stopping the ball carrier, Cam Kelly.
Yeah, so they're working the clock. We're getting right here to the end of the third quarter. Yeah, they got the run game going. They got it all going. So they're in. Denham Springs is very much in control of this football game.
2nd down and 6. Quick pass, well defended though. Great tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Jarris Holmes all over Holwager, who had that 77-yard touchdown go ahead touchdown score last week, but 3rd down and long, and that will be our final play of the 3rd quarter.
Look at Holmes, man. He looks like an athlete. He's been in that backfield quite a bit.
31-18 is our score as Denham Springs tries to hand Assumption its first loss of the season on a special night. Homecoming night 2019 for the Yellow Jackets. Choppa Johnson's in the house. Luke Lunsford, 3 touchdown passes on tonight, and he's fired up. We'll be back after this on Game Time.
I'd like to remind everyone.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
We're here at Podna's Barbecue, Louisiana's best barbecue. I've got the owner, Gerald Hopper, and you've got mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Well, they're slow cooked, I can tell you that.
Perfect for game day. It's our tailgate spread. Half slab of ribs, 2 halves of chicken, and 2 pints of sides with Texas toast and barbecue sauce, all for $24.85. With fast service, dine-in or take-out, and 2 great locations, Florida Donmore and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Denham Springs leading Assumption 31-18 as we begin the 4th quarter. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, Kate Adams down on the sidelines. Yellow Jackets facing 3rd down and 11 here. Assumption's defense needs to come up with the stop.
Yeah, if there's any chance at them getting back in this game here, they've got to prevent Denham Springs from putting more points up, and so we'll start with a stop right here.
They bring the pressure. Here's the screen off the hands of Kelly, and that's exactly what the Mustangs needed.
Now the question is, will Coach Connedy's go for it right here? You're in Assumption territory.
Punt team coming
out there, but I'd be careful here because Assumption's offense really hasn't done much, and so you know you get a first down, you put this thing away. So we need to be watching out for a fake or anything like that.
Well, last time they punted in Assumption territory, they did one of those rugby-style punts. So
yeah, and that didn't work out too well.
No, it didn't. But Assumption has to be careful that Weidenberger doesn't try to take off with it. They got to get the snap right, too, because last time he was out there, the snap went over his head. They may take a delayed game
here.
Yeah. Well, now they reset the clock, so I guess there's no delay of game. Low snap there. He picks it up like a second baseman. And this might work out here for the Yellow. Oh, it bounces into the end zone. Well, there was a fortunate bounce and then an unfortunate bounce.
That was it was a good try there, good design, and trying to pin them in the corner and really put this offense deep in their own territory when they're already struggling. But as you mentioned, it got a big hop there, and they'll get it back out at the 20.
There's been too much drama on our punts here lately in the second half. All right, let's see if Assumption can mount something here. They had the one big play from Tyran Cassie on the touchdown run. That was their lone score in the second half, and Damon Bailey goes out there to continue to be the quarterback.
How many yards does Cassie have, Tommy?
I think it's 170-something.
If he gets to 300, they'll
It's quite a bit. And he's in the backfield with Bailey. And there's Cassie for 2.
That's where he's done his damage. So they're going to be looking for that and making sure that they tackle right at the point of attack there.
I mentioned the last great running back at Assumption, Brandon Jacobs, who went on to play in the NFL. Assumption's had 4 players that have went on to the NFL. That's pretty good. I mean,
that's incredible.
There's some powerhouses in Louisiana that do not have 4 guys in the NFL. There's the numbers on Cassie. Just an ordinary day in the office.
Yeah.
Bailey looking to throw. There's a completion. Can his receiver make a play? And he has made a play, as he's all the way up to the 44-yard line. Nice run after the catch by Rashawn Jarvis. Rashawn Jarvis, 23 yards there.
Mustangs hurrying up here, and really good play by the receiver in the open field here. Jarvis being able to make a move, and if you got Jarvis in your name, you're a pretty good football player. That's just the way I look at it.
1st and 10 at the 44. Speaking of Lutcher, we'll see Lutcher and St. James in 2 weeks. Over the middle. What a missile there that was, and it was incomplete. Getting back to the discussion of Assumption and the players that have gone to the NFL. So you got Brandon Jacobs, Tremont Williams, who is still in the NFL with the Packers, played at Louisiana Tech. Then there's Jordan Mills, who also played at Louisiana Tech, and I saw that he recently got signed by the Arizona Cardinals. And then back in the day, Johnny Means, who played at Nichols, Houston Oilers, Washington Redskins. And Don Torres is kind of the legendary coach there, over 100 wins. They throw it to Cassie, but Denham Springs and Tristan Dewey bring him down right at the line of scrimmage, or stop him at the line of scrimmage.
But Brandon Jacobs had to be the most unorthodox of all of them. What was he, like 6'4", 260 pounds? He was, kind of.
He was a nightmare.
Could you imagine him running in high school, man, at that size and speed, and played with the Giants for a number of years. With Eli. Eli's in trouble, man.
Still getting paid. He's okay.
Yeah. I didn't mean financially.
Assumption 2 of 6 on 3rd down. Bailey brought down. Another big play by the heart and soul of this Denham Springs defense. Well, that was number 40. I thought it was Tristan Dewey. That's Hagen Para on the stop. Thought that was a number 10, but nice play by Para. Coming off his block and bringing Damon Bailey down, and Assumption will have to punt it away. Sage Rivera back out there.
Well, let's see if we can get a clean snap and a clean punt and all of those things. Careful with Johnson back there. We saw him cramping up a little bit earlier, but again, dangerous returner.
Just 2 first downs in the second half for Assumption here, and not sure what's going on now.
Yeah, Assumption really has not been able to put together.
On Assumption, 5-yard penalty.
Delay of game.
Remains 4th down.
Anything consistent on offense. That's really been the problem. You got a big play out of Cassie, but outside of that, I don't know that they have many yards offense at all.
Another bad snap. Oh, man. Rivera, I think they got a piece of that one. And another, well, somehow that ball stayed in bounds. And then trying to return it along the far sidelines there was Hayden Horn. I'm telling you, the punt has become the most exciting play of the second half.
Yeah, and this thing is getting ugly. And I'll tell you one of the other things I'm starting to want, and I never want to say a coach is shutting it down, but when you heard Payne talking about this game, yes, he wanted to try to get in here and get a win, but he emphasized, Jeff, the key for him was getting out of here healthy. Yeah. I don't want to lose any players. I want to just get to district with all of my team healthy. And look, that could be a part of the Rivera decision. I don't know, but I know that was his primary concern. If you ask me, more so than necessarily prevailing in the game.
They host St. James next week, then are at South Terrebonne. Run up the middle and staying on his feet is Cam Kelly for a first down.
This kid's going to be something special. I mean, keep in mind, this is a 9th grader running the football. And I tell you what, he's real. I know Conadese doesn't think he has the running back he wants at this time, but I believe by the end of the season, this guy's going to be getting the bulk of the carries.
16-yard run for Kelly, and now he's leveling people.
He's feeling it. I mean, when you get in a rhythm, and I tell you what, he reminds me a little bit of Tyree Goldman, who was here for 4 years, started as a freshman. I think they had the same number there. They were both number 4.
Now a flag comes in late. There's an injured Assumption player. That's Tyrus Davis, I believe. That was the guy that Cam Kelly just ran over.
And yeah, kind of spoke it into existence. You don't want injuries, and here's one that possibly happened.
We'll take a break. 8:27 left to go. Denham Springs leading 31-18 over Assumption on Game Time.
Tonight's Game Time play of the game is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Visit Baton Rouge. It's not just the capital city, it's the hub of all things Louisiana. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com.
Well, Tyrus Davis is still on the ground as the training staff and medical staff and Coach Payne is out there as well. We'll take a look at this again. This was a violent hit on the run by Cam Kelly, who lowers the shoulder, and Tyrus Davis kind of in a vulnerable position there, trying to slide over and make the tackle. Pretty quiet right now at Yellow Jacket Stadium, as the attention is on number 33, Tyrus Davis, a junior.
Yeah, it's always, kind of time where you say a quick prayer and just hope that this thing is not serious, and trying to make sure that all the limbs and no nerve damage, and that whenever you see somebody down like that, that's the first thing. But I do see arms and some movement down there, so that's always a good sign.
And they're starting to bring a stretcher over. Of course, at all these high school football games, there's an ambulance. Usually a Acadian ambulance is staffed at all these games.
Oh, boy, you just hate to see this. I see it, you see his foot, and I saw arm moving earlier, so I don't know if they're working around the head or neck area. It didn't look like the blow was with the head, though, Joe.
No.
It looked more around the shoulder area.
Fingers crossed there from the Assumption Mustangs band for their classmate, Tyrus Davis. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll give you an update on his condition. More here on Game Time after this.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Risponi will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
They've just lifted Tyrus Davis onto the stretcher here. If you're just joining us, he was making a tackle on Denham Springs running back and unfortunately got the worst of it. And the medical staff has been working on him now for the last several minutes. He'll be taken away on an ambulance to a local hospital for further evaluation. And we wish the best for Tyrus Davis.
Yeah, just a tough situation. And whole stadium here is absolutely quiet and offering prayers up for him and his family, making sure everything's good.
This number 33, Tyrus Davis.
Standing ovation.
Yeah, and that's
from the Denham Springs student section, and of course the Assumption fans, hoping for the best here.
Please keep Mr. Young Davis, Mr. Davis in your prayers and your thoughts. And as usual, special thanks.
You can tell he's in very good care there with the medical staff. They'll know exactly what to do. And always tough to get back at it after something like that.
Yep.
It's 2nd down and 4. And what has been a tough night here for Assumption. It's just got tougher after seeing Tyrus Davis taken off on a stretcher. Coach Tony Payne got to keep his kids focused here. Lunsford under center. And the handoff to Jalen Jenkins. He only gets a couple. 3rd down and short here for Denham Springs. Denham Springs has had 15 3rd down opportunities, and they've converted on 7 of them. 15's a lot. Yeah. 3rd and long, Lunsford looks, and what do we got here? A penalty. I think Goldman over on the far side moved when Lunsford.
Denham Springs, number 1, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
And that's exactly what happened. So now the ball placed at the 26 on 3rd and 6. Denham's had a lot of penalties here tonight. That's sure one thing that Coach Conades will want to try to clean up.
They've had a lot of success with play action right here.
Handoff up the middle. Cam Kelly for a few. So Kate Adams has some information on the injury on Tyrus Davis. Let's hear more from Kate.
Jeff, well, I actually just spoke with the owner of Peak Performance, Chris Purvis. Basically, what he told me was Tyrus was feeling a little bit of numbness in the back of his neck, and basically he's moving his arms, he's moving his legs, but they've got to take him to the hospital and get checked out just as a precautionary measure, just to make sure he is doing good. Again, thanks to Chris for that information, and thanks to Peak Performance for this injury report. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kate. Hopefully, again, Tyrus is okay. This is going to be a 41-yard field goal from Cameron Beal. He is 3 for 4 on the season. He says he can make them from 40. What do we got here? A flag in the back of the end zone. Did they not get it off in time? Yeah, they're going to back.
Dead ball, delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Then it becomes tough. Although I was seeing him bang them from this in warm-ups. Granted, it wasn't with the snap and hold and all of that, but
he told Robin Fambro in the Advocate that he has personally made it from 56, not in a game or but
and you can normally do that. You don't have rush, you don't have hold, everything's got to be perfect. But let's see here.
This is from 46. Does it got the distance? Yes, the doink. Off the crossbar.
Tell you what, another couple of bucks there for the
pediatric cancer.
Yeah, NBC Sports is going to have something to show, and that's just a good kick. Had a lot of pressure in his face, and he's got got good form and accuracy, and
he didn't get hurt on the play, did he?
Yeah, the way he. I'm trying to think of the kicker a while back for Tampa Bay, that Grammatica. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. The way he jumps around, he just got to make sure he doesn't pull a hamstring.
Martin Grammatica tore an ACL.
Yeah, but if you've been watching him, he's been excited all night, dancing in the huddles when they, and just a lot of enthusiasm and energy.
He hopes to go on and kick somewhere in college football. You mentioned it earlier, Jason. He goes to all these different kicking camps and really works hard on it. In fact, when Coach Conades got the job, his dad, Cameron Beal's dad, started sending film to Coach Conades.
And he said, I don't know what to do with this stuff, man.
You can imagine when you become a head coach.
He's pumped up now. He normally doesn't reach the end zone on his kickoff, so you can tell that adrenaline is flowing.
He's flexing out there and everything. That's what it's all about.
He can't be but $120 with all the equipment on.
It's 140.
Okay, all right. Put some bigger shoulder pads on this thing.
But you can imagine you take over a job as a head coach, and there's probably 1,000 things you're thinking about, and you get some parents' dad sending a bunch of videos of a kicker.
He is fired up, man. Yeah.
So let's take a look at the kick again. And was he trying to draw the roughing the kicker penalty here?
Of course, man, of course. Just in case he was a little short, you know? Yeah, of course you were. So, it's funny, Coach Kennedy says his whole week has been tied up with a kicker, you know? So the NBC stuff and the kicking for a cause and all that.
And now running around there is Damon Bailey. A flag goes down. Bailey's pass is incomplete. Who's the best flopper in the NBA? Because Cameron Beal might have a beat. Vlade Divac.
Vlade was good.
He was one of the best.
Vlade was good.
And a lot of flags here tonight. It's been, again, a very intense game. And Coach Conades is telling his guys, come on, we got 6:33 here. Just settle down and let's get out of here with the victory. And you would think there's a holding penalty here, but you never know.
So the answer to your Podna's trivia question earlier, it's the Brown Bears.
Oh, okay.
Brown Bears. There you go.
Should have known that.
Yeah, that's not a far out there mascot.
You don't think the Ivy League's going to be very creative with their...
Yeah.
You got, what, the Tigers? Who else do you got? What's Harvard's? Harvard's Tigers, too, aren't they?
I think they are. Princeton's the Tigers for sure.
Princeton's Tigers.
Yeah.
What's Yale? Oh, Yale is what? Gale? Elon's. Yeah,
okay.
Right?
All right.
That's kind of creative. Boy, oh boy. More meetings here today than a legislative session at the Capitol.
Yeah. This is about 6-7 special sessions going on here.
Ball holding. After the hold, dead ball, personal foul, 56 White. Dead ball, personal foul, 45 Bird. The two personal fouls will offset.
Those post-play penalties will offset.
But the holding will be penalized 10 yards.
Holding 15.
Third time tonight we've had offsetting personal foul penalties.
Yeah, what was it, last week where the coaches just decided to walk off the field with about 4 minutes left in the game?
It was like 4 seconds. It wasn't 4 minutes.
You know? Well, we didn't have a clock.
We didn't have a clock.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Well, we showed up here tonight and the sound system wasn't working, and I'm like, oh my goodness, are we just jinxed it?
Yeah.
Clock didn't work last week, sound system not working here tonight? Well, they figured it out. So 1st and 20, Bailey looking to his left. There's nobody open over there. Over the middle, almost intercepted. Great diving opportunity there for C.J. Johnson. Well, Bailey's got an arm.
He does.
I don't know if he knows where it's going.
That's right. Yeah, like my driver sometimes, you know. Yeah, he chunks this one. He's thrown some hard balls. They just, not accurate. Not that when Rivera was in there that it was a lot more accurate, but
they'd be in a better situation at this point if they made their extra point or made a couple of 2-point conversions. They've missed on all their 1-point or 2-point tries. Bailey running around out there. Another flag down. And Bailey will finally go down. Para there. Chapa Johnson. We'll wait to see what the flag is about, though. Maybe holding again on Assumption. No.
Hands to the face. 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Hands to the face, nobody.
So illegal. We haven't seen that one tonight. We've seen a lot of different penalties tonight, but that one, legal hands to the face, we have not seen. And my disclaimer that I give out a lot of times with high school football, for those that don't watch it every week like we do, that is not a automatic first down. They just mark off the 15 yards. And it's 2nd down and 8. So this gives Assumption a fighting chance now. Instead of 2nd and long, 2nd and 8. Yellow Jackets got to have about 14, 15 penalties tonight.
Yeah. A lot of flags tonight.
Bailey winds up again. He's got his man. Caught. Jaden Tyler. It's a foot race.
Yeah, that's
touchdown Mustangs.
Well, this time he let one go, showed off his arm strength, and it was actually on target there.
So now, Jason, they connect on the 2-point conversion, and we got a one-score game. 78 yards.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, we were calculating in the booth here, had they made their extra points, it'd be in even better shape. But just that was a good throw there, and obviously Tyler showing his speed and able to break away there. That's the danger that Conadies is worried about with Assumption. They've got so many skilled players and got great speed. We've seen it from a couple of them tonight.
Bailey trying to get it in the end zone here. Lobs one. Going back to that man, and he at the high point gets it.
Wow.
Jaden Tyler, this is a junior who looks like he's got some skills.
Well, and these athletes are now showing their athleticism. I mean, you can see what Tyler's capable of. It's just unfortunate that they hadn't been able to really get any of their pass game going so these athletes can show what they can do. And this is just an unbelievable grab. Spots the ball, and it's just a quick jump there. Just quick hops, boom. Watch him go up and got it. Done. Man, that's a great catch. That is a great catch.
Nice throw by Bailey, too.
Yeah, just strong hands. Just going up and plucking it out the air. That's what you want to do. They're going to pluck that football.
So Denham Springs was starting to think about the homecoming dance. They got to get their mind back on football here. Assumption is 8 points away.
So what you going to do here? You kicking it away?
I'm kicking it. I'm kicking it away. Yeah, I'm kicking it away.
They don't kick it very far anyway, so I mean.
I try to find no man's land, though. I try to find a spot in that field and hope for a weird hop.
You know, I'm more worried about kicking it deep and, you know, Goldman or somebody pops one on you.
Approaching the 3-hour mark of this game. This is one of the longer games we've done, Jason.
Yeah, well, when you have 34 flags plus the homecoming court crew.
Yeah, homecoming usually does it.
Come on, man.
And you have a bunch of points, too.
Yeah, a bunch of points.
I remember when I first started doing this back in 04, very rarely did you have a game go over 2.5 hours. Not so much anymore in today's world of football. They tried an onside kick, but they were offsides. And special teams continues to be an adventure for both of these teams.
Yeah, and did you mention flags?
I think that was the first thing we hit on.
Indicated.
Re-kick.
Against the Assumption.
So they'll re-kick it. I don't think they need to do the onside.
No, you don't have to.
I think now you just try to blast it as far as you can.
You're right. I'm just concerned they kick it deep and then they run one down your throat, and you've been better off kicking the onside kick.
Another ITI Technical College scoring drive for Assumption, and that's how they've been. Couple plays, a big play score. They haven't had any 8-9 play drives. There's the hop, and it's easily handled by Hayden Horn. I think I would have kicked it.
Yeah,
I know Bailey doesn't have much of a leg, but you got a good defense that came into this contest only giving up 7 points a game, or 7 points for the entire season.
Put it in their hands, huh?
Put it in their hands and see if you can't force a 3 and out. But all right, let's see what happens here. There's Jarius Bridges. He'll need to try to stop Luke Lunsford, and I have a feeling they'll keep running it to the left side here.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, if anything, they'll do a little bootleg or play action and give Lunsford an option to keep it or make a safe pass. But, you know, no sense in getting an incomplete pass and stopping this clock. But they got him in the shotgun, but they run out of the shotgun too, so.
Jalen Jenkins, the senior, got to hold on to the football if you're the Yellow Jackets. And they run it to the left side.
It's a good first down. Good pickup on first down.
That was one of the keys of the night for Denham Springs. Positive plays, good plays on first down.
Oh, that looks like a, I thought he had picked up more than that. But
windows are getting a little frosty on us.
Yeah.
6-yard run there for Jenkins.
Yeah, because I promise I've only had water up here. So it's definitely the windows.
Lunsford underneath center here on 2nd and 4. 5 seconds on the play clock. And that time they got behind the line of scrimmage, 3rd down. And you look at that Assumption sideline, they're feeling it a little bit right now.
That's Tremont Williams. That's their big playmaker. He's not a big guy, but he will come get you off the edge. He's difficult to block. And, you don't see a big frame like you would think from a defensive end, but he gets in that backfield. He's a sure tackler.
Coach Payne saying one more stop here. One more, and then they can bring out the punt team. Let's see if Denham changes it up instead of running to the left.
Watch the play action.
There it is. Zips it over the middle, incomplete, bad pass.
Well, they're able to do the onside kick and hold anyway.
And they stop the clock with the incompletion with 4:07.
Oh, Conadise is thinking about it here, man. He's thinking
I think
about
you got to punt it. You got to punt it.
Yeah.
I know he wants to go for it. And now they do bring the punt team on.
Well, and is that risky? I mean, we've had some bad.
Yeah, you're right about that.
What didn't they say his deep snappers like ranked the number 2 deep snapper in the in the country?
That's right. That is correct. That's Alex Morrison.
He would go to all these camps and they put out their rankings, and so let's see if he can get off a good snap here, and you obviously need a good punt. And for Assumption, you can't have any fumbles.
And now, were they set? I don't think they were set, or there's delay of game. Delay of game.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Denham Springs, 7 of 17 on 3rd downs. They started 3 for 3. They've only converted 4 since then.
If you're Assumption, the first thing you got to be thinking here is just secure the football first. That's what you need the football back before thinking about brinking a long run or anything. Just field the football.
Oh, a fake! Running with the football, trying to get to the first down. What a crushing hit. Man, oh man, a big-time hit there by Lance Blatchard as Gavin Weidenbacher got smashed on that play. And good field position here for the Mustangs with 3:57 to go.
Well, and that's what you can do out of that rugby-style punt. We've been talking about it all night. Will they fake one out of it? And I think it's the option there. I don't know if it was a called fake, but if you think you can get the edge, then go ahead and tuck it and run. But
I really think on that play, it seemed like Julian Fleming got back there pretty quick, and he was scared about having it blocked. All right. 3:57 to go. Damon Bailey, the senior, who has been the quarterback for the entire second half in place of the sophomore Sage Rivera, takes over at his own 42. Bailey back to the air. I don't know who he's throwing to.
Yeah, there's either miscommunication or just misfired. But there was nobody in the area. And look, you don't have to throw the football right now. I mean,
you got Cassie. You can take it to the house.
You got that. You got 3 minutes and 50 seconds. You don't need to be in panic mode here.
I give the ball to number 6.
Absolutely. I'd have given it to him last down.
Bailey will bark out the play as Coach Tony Payne biting those fingernails, hoping to see his team come out of here undefeated. Bailey under pressure. Fires one over the middle.
I just don't like these calls here.
Too much pepper on that pass, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, now you take Cassie out of the entire this offensive series thus far. I mean, you got to go to the air here. Well, it's 2 down territory, 4 down territory.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
You can hand it off and go for it because you're going to end up having to go for it if you don't get it anyway. But
I think you could still punt it and play defense.
I wouldn't take that risk.
Assumption has not had much success on 3rd down. They're 2 of 7.
She'll have to pick it all up.
Bailey over the middle behind his receiver, incomplete.
Yeah.
Landon Hebert couldn't grab it. 4th down. Let's see what Assumption decides to do.
I think you're right, Jeff. I would punt it here.
I think they're going to go for it.
Just to the air too many times. Why not put the football in Cassie's hands?
No, they're going to call a timeout and think about it here with 3:35 to go.
Which almost means then you got to go for it because you've given up one of your timeouts.
We'll take another break. More of Game Time on YurView when we come back.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Here in Louisiana, we play to win every single game. Under John Bell Edwards, our economy ranks dead last in America.
Eddie Risponi will win back lost jobs, reverse the Edwards tax hikes, and blitz trial lawyer control and corruption.
Louisiana shouldn't settle for last place in anything. I'm Eddie Risponi. First is where we belong. It's time to lead the South in football and in jobs.
Eddie Risponi for governor.
Premier Concrete Products is proud to be a Livingston Parish business for 19 years, employing over 60 Livingston Parish residents. When Hurricane Barry threatened, Premier Concrete delivered 11,000 sandbags for Livingston Parish. Premier Concrete, proud to do business in Livingston Parish.
Tonight's Game Time play of the game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
4th down and 10. Coach Tony Payne has decided to go for it here with his team down by 8, 3:35 left to go with the football at their own 42-yard line. Bailey has to get out of there. He'll heave it going way downfield.
Got him.
Caught at the 10. Touchdown. Assumption. Wow. It's a 2-point game.
Wow, what a throw. I could see he saw Tyler break free at the end of it, and he just chunked it down there. He's got an unbelievable arm, and I'll tell you what, he threw that on a rope down to Tyler when he broke free and hit him in stride.
58 yards.
Wow. Wow, and he does a good job escaping. I thought he was going to take off with the football, but he sees Tyler break free right there and just throws a dart in stride. And that's 2 in a row that he's been able to hit Tyler. But watch here. First, he's able to escape by time. That's a good job there. But that's just unbelievable arm right there.
Oh, my goodness. You're not going to see. Yeah. Where did he launch that thing from? The 35?
I don't know, like I kept saying, play Bailey the second half.
We've been second guessing Coach Tony Payne all night, but he's got his team now 2 points away from tying this thing.
Wow, unbelievable. Tyler's come up with 2 big catches. Tell you what, I kind of like that little fade pattern they ran last time. Tyler can go up and get it like that.
My goodness. Yeah, you can run that same play again.
Yeah, go ahead and throw it. You got to have a good throw again, but if the hops that Tyler has shown, they go up and get it.
I'm thinking he threw that 65 yards. Is that right? Is my math correct?
He threw it a long way.
35 to about the 10, wasn't it? Or inside the 15?
Yeah, no, I think it was at least the 10.
My goodness. That'd be 55 yards. Anyways, here's the 2-point conversion.
Same play.
Yep,
went
there
back
it
to
is.
it.
Maybe too far.
No, I thought there could have been a flag. I thought I saw a push right there. Maybe got, but the ball was not thrown as accurately and probably uncatchable too.
But plenty of time here. 3:22 left to go.
Let's see if the DB got away with a little push off. I'm not gonna be able to see it from there.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, he had that arm in there, but I just think because the ball was not thrown well, they're not going to give you that call.
And I think we've ran out of flags tonight too, Jason. Yeah. They've run out of them. No more to throw. But how about the big plays for Assumption here tonight? A 49-yard touchdown run. They've had a run for 70 yards. They've had a 59-yard touchdown run, a 78-yard touchdown pass, and now this 58-yard touchdown pass from Damon Bailey.
Yeah, Coach Payne says, don't count me out. We're still in this thing.
Coach Connity's thinking, you know what, I thought this, I know he didn't think it was wrapped up, but.
Yeah, they may try onside again. It looks like they're lining it up that way.
I don't know. I still think you kick it downfield. Especially if you're going to have them all sucked up like this now. Assumption does not have any timeouts left, so maybe you do need to. At least that's what we have on our score. So, yeah, then you'd have to, I think,
They're going for broke. It's not a district game. Heck, let's see if we can get it. That's a better one. Oh, no.
Nice job. Nice job by the hands team.
Didn't get that third hop. You need that last hop to be big. And
that's Preston Holwager got his hands on it.
Yeah, to tack the ball before it can take that next hop.
All right. So Denham will take over at their own 49. So, yeah, no more timeouts here for Assumption. So the Yellow Jackets really just need maybe just another first down or two, and that's that.
You can't have an incomplete pass here. You can't go out of bounds. You got to run the football, keep the clock moving, because Assumption cannot stop it.
And now you got a senior running back out there in Jalen Jenkins. And they'll hand it off to him, and he'll move the pile forward for a few. Quick whistle there.
Yeah, that was a quick whistle.
That was a really quick whistle. It keeps the clock rolling. Again, 40-second play clock now in high school football. So this gives you an opportunity to really run some time off the clock. And Jenkins comes out, and now you got the freshman, Cam Kelly, out there.
Got to protect the football. You know that Assumption defenders, that Mustang defense is going to be trying to strip everything. Got to hold it. It's more important to take care of the football and try to get extra yards.
2nd down and 7. Lunsford to Kelly. Kelly running hard, close to a first down. He's stopped a yard shy. Running low to the ground, Jarris Holmes, who's made a quadrillion tackles here tonight, along with Jarris Bridges on the stop.
Well, these two runs are impressive, and the reason is because everybody in the stadium knows that you're going to run the football and you're still able to run it. And so that's impressive from that offensive line.
Really just need to pick up this first down, and that probably should do it. Assumption's going to sell out here. 6 on the play clock. Got to get up to the line here. 3 on the play clock. And they're going to call. It should have been a delay of game. Should have been a delay of game.
Well, they stopped
or did they call timeout?
Timeout.
Oh, wow. Delay a game.
5-yard penalty.
That just can't happen, Jason.
Nope. Nope.
Let's go 12, you got it right back.
And it stops the clock. Pushes them back.
Scooter Purvis is going to talk to Luke about that one on Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Tomorrow
morning. Tonight before he leaves the stadium.
All right, 3rd and 7 now. And the other thing, that stops the clock here with 1:51. Cam Kelly's got it, and he has stopped well short of the first down. Now what do you do if you're Denham? Do you try to go for it and win the game, or you try to pin them all the way inside the 20-yard line?
I tell you what, I might would punt it after I saw the way.
But the way Assumption's been scoring from all over the field, does it necessarily?
Well, I saw him throw it 55 yards, so I need to make sure he's back there where you'd have to throw it 75 or so.
Well, this has been one heck of a football game.
I don't know that I would go for it here, because you don't get it. The guy's got the arm.
He's got the arm to chuck it
down there.
Yeah.
So I would probably try to punt it and back him up, just to make sure he doesn't get a Hail Mary on me.
So there's the timeout with 62 seconds to go, and the Yellow Jackets have one more timeout. Well, let's hope the rest of our schedule is just as entertaining as this one, and I think it will be.
Oh, yeah.
Next week should be a lot of fun in Lafayette. St. Thomas More and Catholic High. The Bears beating up on the 3-time Class 4A state champions, the Carr Cougars, tonight. Then a great rivalry, Lutcher at St. James. We head to New Orleans for the first time on the 18th. De La Salle against West Florida, who's won a bunch of district titles this decade. Madison Prep at U High. U High and Catholic High had a great game last week.
Yeah, they did.
Holy Cross and Brother Martin got to get you a Catholic League game. And then Walker at Zachary to wrap it all up. Zachary is off tonight after finally getting a win last week.
Yeah, I think Zachary's played as many out-of-state teams as they have in-state teams thus far.
It's tough when you win 3 state championships in 4 years. All of a sudden, that phone doesn't ring as much anymore if you're David Brewerton when you're looking for opponents.
Yeah. All right, well, they look like they're going to punt it here.
All right, Gavin Weidenbacher.
My guess is he's not going to fake it this time.
Nobody is back to return this for Assumption.
I don't understand that.
Trying to draw him off sides. And he just gets it underway off.
I don't understand that.
Well, you're trying. Oh, now they picked it up. It's on the ground, and Assumption picks it up. Again, the special teams here tonight have been something else.
I think you're outthinking yourself here. I mean, Assumption's thinking, hey, we want to play punt safe, but they're not going to go for that. So, I mean, put a return guy back there.
Yeah. Almost a huge mistake by DeAndre Duncan. Man. But with
let's see if Bailey can throw it 80 yards.
He threw it for a long way last time.
48 seconds. No timeouts. No timeouts.
And they don't really have a field goal kicker. So
no, but you got number 2.
And you got number 4, who's got a cannon for an arm. So Jaden Tyler is the wide receiver to the near side. Josiah Raymond is defending him, number 38.
Yeah, he's about 15 yards off.
He might want to go back even a little further. Bailey will step up here and launch one downfield. He's got a man.
Are you
this could be the ball game.
Are you
Rashawn Jarvis into the end zone.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
93 yards.
Are you kidding me? Wow. That is 3 in a row. 3 passes over 50 yards.
A stunned homecoming crowd here at Denham Springs.
And it's the first play, same thing. Low pressure, steps up, and then, I mean, he just humps it down the field, and they're letting these receivers get behind them. That's the one mistake you cannot make. You cannot let the receivers get behind you. You've got to give them enough cushion to keep them in front of you.
So wow. They tried a 2-point conversion.
And that's the speed that had Coach Conadi's very worried, and now you see the full effect of it.
Bailey
got him.
Wide open, easy score there for Landon Hebert. It's a 6-point lead.
It is amazing how the score of this game was just what, 31-18?
27 seconds.
I believe at one time Assumption
takes the lead. 40.
Was down. 34. They were down 16. The last 3 completions for Bailey have gone for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That is unreal. Yeah, it was 31-18. Most of the third quarter.
And how about playing for your fallen teammate, Tyrus Davis, who was taken out on a stretcher? He will be stunned when he hears the score. It was 34-18 at one point. Denham Springs in control, and Damon Bailey and his right arm started cranking it up.
Well, Jeff,
Unbelievable.
you don't kick this one onside.
No, you kick this as far as you can.
You got to cover, though. You have to cover.
Now, Lunsford's got a good arm, too, and he's got some receivers.
And they got 2 timeouts.
And how big was that 40, was it a 46-yarder?
Yeah.
From Cameron Beal, or else they wouldn't have a chance right now.
And Assumption said, don't take away our O so fast.
Bailey, good end-over-end kick from the 20, and they bobble it. And up to the 33-yard line.
Got 2 timeouts, at least decent field position to start off with.
The Mustangs 22 seconds away from an improbable 4-0 start. Improbable considering it seemed like this was going to be an L.
Now, Denham Springs' big play receiver is going to be Troy Goldman. That's the guy you got to watch if you're Assumption. He's got all the speed. But again, these defensive backs for Assumption are speedy in their own right.
What a ball game. Still not over.
See, I wouldn't have Oliver in coverage out there. I'd have him back playing more of a safety.
Lunsford. Ball knocked in the air, incomplete, no flag.
Wow.
17 seconds to go.
This is an unbelievable turn of events. So how many yards has Bailey thrown for now?
Well, it's over 229. Second down and 10.
Wow, they are fired up on that Assumption sideline. I'm thinking 17 seconds and we're going to have the bus ride of our life.
Got a man open here on the near side, got to get out of bounds, and he does.
Smart.
That's Holwager.
That's
11
smart.
seconds. He got 2 more plays to work with.
Smart play by Holwager. Knowing what he needs to do, needs to preserve his timeout. So don't try to cut it up, get tackled in bounds where you have to burn a timeout. Get out of bounds. You still got 2 timeouts. The ball's at midfield. I mean, you're still cooking here if you're the Yellow Jackets.
255 yards passing for Damon Bailey.
In a half.
Almost a quarter. Lunsford over the middle, incomplete. Goldman got a little alligator arm there, but I don't blame him. There were some defenders bearing down on him. One more play here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, you got to just drop everybody back here. I mean, I don't understand why you're still playing some coverage or even giving a receiver the opportunity to get behind you, but you got to drop back.
Denham will call timeout.
See, I'd have my safety around the 5-yard line.
Coach Tony Payne is 6 seconds away from an improbable win. What a job. Keep his team together, makes the change at quarterback, has a player taken off on a stretcher, going up against a 5A school. Don't have nearly the numbers as the Yellow Jackets do, and for him to come away with a victory, if that's what occurs, would be something else.
Well, we're about to see how strong Lunsford's arm is because, I mean, there's really only one play here, and you got to throw it to the end zone. So he'll have to, if the ball's at their own 49, I mean, he's going to have to throw this ball probably about 60 yards in the air to get it to the end zone. And again, I don't understand this. Why do you not have somebody back by the 5-yard line down here? I mean, you need to.
Goldman over the middle, incomplete. 1 second on that clock, and it stays there.
I like the thinking, though. I like the thinking, hey, if you catch that, get a timeout,
there
you move
might
up.
have been a hook and lateral
or
there.
just moving his quarterback up a little bit to make the throw to the end zone.
Yeah, they do have a timeout. He could have gone down.
And called the timeout, right.
I was thinking they might just throw it to the flat here and try to get 5 or 6 more yards.
Yeah, it's
but
still dangerous.
Either way.
Still dangerous where these defensive backs are playing for Assumption. They need to be further back than that.
Good old-fashioned Hail Mary coming up here. Lunsford heaves one downfield. It is intercepted, and Assumption has won it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These guys are just, this could be the season for them, man. I mean, it really could be. You would think around the third quarter that these guys were done and gone, and they just had relentless fight in them to come back and will their way back into this football game. That's just unbelievable.
Coach Payne, one heck of a job coaching here tonight. It wasn't pretty.
But it's 4-0.
It is 4-0, and they score 40 points. Going on the road to beat a 5A school. Let's take a look at our play of the game. Damon Bailey and his rocket arm connecting with Rashawn Jarvis.
Wow.
Beating the Denham secondary. They convert the two-point conversion after that. And that's your ball game right there, 40-34.
Well, finally, the speed just took over for Assumption. Knew they had that speed out there on the edges, and they put Bailey back there, and the new playbook was just go deep.
Look at that Assumption sideline. How fun is that?
Yeah, wow. Unbelievable.
Man, oh man. This one is going to haunt Denham Springs for a while, but for Assumption, might as well throw a Mardi Gras parade tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen a game turn so fast like that.
Well, the big plays, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we highlighted them just a second ago.
Yeah,
but here's how Assumption has scored here tonight. 49, 59-yard rushing touchdown, 78-yard passing touchdown, 58-yard passing touchdown, and a 93 passing touchdown. Let's go down to the field. Kate Adams has a very happy Coach Tony Payne.
All right, Coach Payne, wow, what an incredible game and what a way to end it. With that win, it was amazing. Let's talk about Damon Bailey's performance tonight.
Well, I mean, I'm so happy for him to come in and do what he did. I mean, wow. You know, he's earned it. He's earned every bit of credit that comes his way. I know he was frustrated. We were doing some things offensively in previous weeks. And, wow, what a hell of a job by that kid. I'm so proud of him for sticking with it and just being a total team guy. And in the end, it paid off for him. What an explosive fourth quarter. I thought we were done for when it was 34. He's got a good heart, hard-working kid. You hate to see that happen. I think he's going to be all right. He had great movement and strength. I think a majority of it was out of precaution, but, you know, we'll be updated on him as time goes on.
Well, Coach, an incredible win for you and your Mustangs tonight. I want to present you with this Farm Bureau cooler. Thanks to Farm Bureau for this, and congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thank you very much. Go Mustangs.
Back to you guys.
That's right. If you watch this game, and I know Denham fans are crushed right now, but if you're just an impartial person watching this contest, I think you became an Assumption Mustang fan here tonight.
It's hard not to. I mean, all the adversity they went through in this game, plus the injury, having to change out quarterbacks. But I tell you what, there was just no quit in this Mustang team. That sideline stayed in it. And, you know, like you said, I like my good old country boys, man.
Let's get to our player of the game, and it's that man, number 4, Damon Bailey. It didn't start off good when he came in as the quarterback in the second half, but he got on fire. This was like a three-point shooter. Hit him from way downtown. He could not be stopped. There's one to Jaden Tyler. Look at the numbers. 6 completions for 255 yards. This pass is unbelievable. That's like a Jamarcus Russell throw there. That is unbelievable how far he threw that football. And this is the game winner. Look at this.
97-yard throw here. I mean, well, not throw, but pass play, and probably threw it 50 or 60 yards.
And in stride to Rashawn Jarvis.
Man.
Earlier in the ball game, he had trouble connecting on any passes, but once he got warmed up, there was no heat check that was going to slow that guy down. My goodness.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll wrap things up from a stun at Denham Springs High School. Congratulations to the Mustangs. They are 4-0. This is Game Time.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit YurView.com/Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
A remarkable come-from-behind victory here for Assumption as they come back from a 34-16 deficit to beat the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets 40-34. Unbelievable game here tonight, Jason. And Coach Bill Conades for Denham Springs, one of his big concerns going into the game was the athleticism that Assumption has. And we saw it in full force there in the fourth quarter. Damon Bailey just heaving them downfield, and his wide receivers going and getting them.
I just hope we didn't lose our viewers at 34-18, because when they turn it back on in the morning and see the score, they're not going to know what happened. But it happened quick. They made the adjustment, went to Damon Bailey at quarterback, and then it was just, hey, we're going to open this thing up and try to get it to our skilled players, our receivers. And, I mean, it was just bomb after bomb. And I tell you what, I mean, you just heart goes out to Assumption for coming back into this game, the adversity they dealt with, and just putting on the performance that they did, never giving up.
Yeah, the big story will be Damon Bailey and what he did here tonight, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to Assumption's defense there in the fourth quarter, forcing enough punts to get the football back. Denham Springs had a lot of success running the football here tonight, but when Denham needed to get a first down, they couldn't get it.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, they missed a couple of onside kicks, and the defense was able to hold and get them the ball back so that Bailey and this receiving corps could do what they do, and just all around, just a heck of an effort, and why, just a classic example of why you never give up. Even the Coach Payne was saying, hey, I thought we were done there for a moment. Yeah. But the fireworks went off after that.
Let's take a look at the highlights from this thrilling football game. A remarkable finish to this one at homecoming. It seemed like Denham Springs was in control. Luke Lunsford here on the move, throwing it downfield. This is our first touchdown of the night. Philip Earnhardt, the run after the catch, and the Yellow Jackets were off to a fast start. This guy was very tough to stop here tonight at times. Tyron Cassie rushed for well over 100 yards in this contest, close to 200. That was one of 2 long touchdown runs. Here's Sage Revere, the sophomore QB who was the quarterback in the first half, running one in. And Denham Springs is Tristan Dewey getting in the action, a linebacker most of the time, but he can play running back as well. Lunsford here flipping it out, and there's a touchdown to Hayden Horn. That should be a 2-point conversion, I believe. Actually, that was a touchdown. Here, more Tyron Cassie running away from the Denham Springs defense. Can't stop him. And that gave Assumption some life, but it looked like this game was put away here. Nice throw here, Lunsford and Tyree Goldman. Looked like that was it, right? And then especially on this field goal, this is 46 yards. Cameron Beal going off the crossbar and in. But here we go. Assumption and Damon Bailey winds up, heaves one, touchdown. Jaden Tyler. And you're going to see it again, but a different result here. This one is unbelievable. Throws it from the 35 all the way to the 12 on the other side of the field. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown there, and then this, the game winner. Again, Assumption's wide receivers blow past Denham's secondary. Rashawn Jarvis with a moment he will never forget. Final score in this one, 40-34. There you look at the statistics in this one. 275 yards passing. Bailey 255, and as you can see, most of those came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jeff, Mustangs had 20 yards passing at the half, and I said 20 yards wasn't going to cut it. Well, they picked it up in the passing game.
And the other thing we said at halftime, whatever quarterback makes more plays might win this game. Well, David Bailey made some plays here tonight, and Assumption improves to 4-0. Before we get out of here, our hearts and prayers go out to Tyrus Davis, who was taken off on a stretcher, the Assumption linebacker. We hope he's okay. It was good to hear Coach Payne saying it was more precautionary than anything. Hopefully he'll be back on the football field, and he will have a wide smile on his face once he hears this final score. A stunning game here tonight on homecoming for Denham Springs. It looked like it was going to be a great night for the Yellow Jackets. It was not to be. Some heroics that you don't see too often on a football field. Congratulations to Coach Tony Payne and Assumption. They are 4-0 after a 40-34 victory. For Kate Adams, Jason DeQueer, I'm Jeff Lormo. See you in Lafayette next week. St. Thomas More and Catholic High.
Game Time on YurView was brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. Visit Baton Rouge. Find out more about all the Red Stick has to offer at visitbatonrouge.com. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life.